They say it's up then. And it ain't nothing to discuss then. Pillar talking with revenge, we like best friends. Just left Atlanta, now I'm in Bama on the West End. Blood on 125th, don't you know about that? I can't fall out with my niggas, where they do that at? In position for that power, I can't get it back. I got that on me now, we don't play like that.
He said the Bible don't teach you not to sin. Yes, the fuck it do. That's the whole point of following Christ. When he took us to First John, 1 second, Warrior. When he took us to First John, I read verse 7 where it said Christ cleanses you from all sins. Come on, man. This is insane. But that's that Christian dope. Go ahead, Masha.
Out there teaching it like we teach. We teach you Christ is a nigga, man. We teach you God is a nigga. And guess who he loves? He loves niggas. He loves niggas. And that's one of the topics we're gonna talk about. They
say it's up then. And it ain't nothing to discuss then. Pillar talking with revenge, we like best friends. Just left Atlanta, now I'm in Bama on the West End. Blood on 125th.
Oh, okay, yeah, you'll probably have to drop out.
Yeah, we got somebody, Ron E on here too.
Yeah, he didn't mean to click on. He gonna have to click out.
Yeah. You said he didn't mean to click on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. If that was an accident, Ron, you can go ahead and drop off.
How do I drop out?
Hey, I don't know.
Hold on, let me see.
Say it again.
Y'all Jewish?
Jewish? What does Jewish mean, Ron?
Why I say Jew talk on there?
Huh? Yeah, it say Jew talk. Cause we talk that Jewish. Yeah, but no, I said we talk that Jewish. I said, but we're not Jewish. You understand?
Muslim, huh?
No, we ain't. We definitely ain't Muslim. No alhamdulillah around here, Ron. We Israelites according to the Bible.
Oh, Israelites?
Yeah. What you know about them Israelites?
Nothing.
I feel you. Yeah. I hear you a so-called white man. You a so-called white man, Ron?
No, nothing about any religions.
Huh? You say you don't know nothing about religion?
Yeah, not very many.
Oh, okay. Well, being an Israelite has nothing to do with religion. Did you know that?
What is it?
I said being an Israelite has nothing to do with religion.
Spirituality?
No, it's actually a way of life for us. This is how God commanded his chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, how to live their life. You believe that God chose the people, Ron?
Echoing for something.
Yeah, I don't know. Masha, check your sound.
Okay, come.
Yeah, because it is echoing a little bit. I can hear it too. Yeah. Do you believe the Bible, Ron? You believe in God?
I believe in a higher power.
You do? You believe the Bible when it says that God chose a certain people out of all the people that he created on the planet?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are those people?
I don't know that because I don't know nothing about the Bible. But what you just said, I do believe that.
Yeah, you believe that? Yeah. That's facts. It's in the Bible. So who do you think out of all the people on the planet God's chosen people would be?
I don't know. That's kind of hard to answer right now with the way the world's going.
You said it's hard to answer because you don't know where it's going. I ain't going nowhere with it. I said
that's kind of hard. It's hard to answer with the way the world is going.
Oh, with the way the world is going. Oh, I got you. I understand. I feel you. Well, God's chosen people are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. Are you one of those people?
Yeah.
You one of those people around?
Yes. You can tell my skin ain't pink.
Well, you know something. It really ain't about skin color. You know what I'm saying? It's about the bloodline. So we don't really go off of like for instance, I give you an example, right? My grandfather, right? My grandfather, coon black from Mississippi, boy. You hear me? But my grandmother, he had 4 children with my grandmother. My grandmother, is white. Her father is white, and her mother is Native Indian, right? And he had 4 children with that one woman. 2 of them coon black like him, and 2 of them lily white like her. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and all 4 of them was his
I know
kids.
exactly what you're saying. My granny's Native American, and she had 6 sisters, and all of them are red skin, brown eyes, brown hair. She's the only one that came with blonde hair and blue eyes. And then me and my little brother, we came out fair skin. I get real tan when I go out in the sun. And then me and my brother were real darker than my little sister came out blonde hair, blue eyes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what you Hispanic?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard you.
I got Hispanic, I got Native.
What's your father? What's your father?
Pretty much a mutt, bro.
Yeah. Huh? You say what? You pretty much a mutt. Hey, look. Yeah, hey, Marshala, give them the link if you want to, so that way everybody else can see the interaction on the YouTube, right? Because it's just on TikTok. Click the no, you can't talk on both of them, Marshala. You hear me? Because it's echoing again. So go to YouTube, right? And you can go to Sharpen the Sword Radio, or you can go to ISUPK St. Louis, and then click the link that's in the chat, and you can come up on the stage, and that way we can have a better conversation. That way everybody can hear you. You feel like doing that?
I don't know. I mean, I can. I just need to know. I gotta go to YouTube.
Yeah, go over to YouTube for me. Yeah, we're gonna find out what you are, and we're gonna see if you're an Israelite or not. All right, everybody, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Sharpen the Sword Radio. We down here in Carbondale, Illinois. You understand? We got the young man Micah. We got his family in here. You understand? We got some food going on. We got some clothes and give away, some books for the kid. Hooked on Phonics is back there. We got some shoes. We got all kind of stuff going on. Hopefully, Micah, they don't get mixed up with the door. I didn't know that they was gonna do that with the interest router. Huh? Yeah. Right. I just thought.
Is that better, Cap? Is that still echoing?
No. You good now?
Okay, come.
Yeah. So, but next time we know, you know what I'm saying. So we good to go. But what they did was they rented out the back side of the township hall, and they closed the front, and they offered to the back. So, but we didn't know that. You know what I'm saying. And damn, I didn't know I was this dark on the thing. I should have brought some light. My scene, it's bright in here, but I need my light.
Hey Ron, you see that link in the chat? You see that link in the chat? Jew Talk.
Yeah, it's popped up.
Yeah, click that link, and you should be able to get in on the YouTube.
Yeah, Ron, we're gonna check and see if you're an Israelite. He say he ain't pink. Ron say he is not one of them pink people. So we're gonna find out what Ron is. And if Ron an Israelite, we're gonna get him in all black.
All right, I pushed in now, and I clicked the you are now in live.
Oh, it sent them to hold on 1 second. It sent them to
what?
It sent them to YouTube. I gave them the wrong link. Hold on, let me do it again.
All right, no sweat.
All right. Now you see the StreamYard link in there, Ron.
What is it?
The StreamYard link.
I don't see it.
It should be right under the YouTube link.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, just go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Go to ISUPK ST.LOUIS.
Okay, I think he did it, Cal.
Yeah. We got the caller on the line. Hold on. 1 second. This thing dead as a doorknob too. Hold on. I'm trying to connect this thing to the Bluetooth. All right, we got a call on the call-in line.
Yeah. It's me, Cap.
Oh, hey, Shalom, Mark, what's going on? Oh, you ain't want to jump on the video?
Yeah, it's me, Cap. I'm just calling that.
Okay, you ain't want to jump on the video?
Huh?
I say you ain't want to jump on the video?
Well, I need to do that if I can,
Yeah. I mean, you can stay on. It don't matter. Yeah, I mean, it don't matter. You can stay on the call-in line if you want, but that way you can see the videos and stuff that we're gonna play and all that. Yeah. Ain't no sweat. Shalom, man. God, I got you. All right. Yeah. Okay, was you able to get that, Ron? Help
No, I can't figure it out.
You can't figure it out. Help him out, Mashallah.
All right, so come on, sir. Let me see if I can.
Right. Mute up for me, Ak. All right, no sweat.
You should see the stream link, Ron. StreamYard.
All right.
All right, we're gonna go over a little history. While y'all figuring that out, we're gonna go over a little history of Carbondale. Do anybody know about the riots that happened here in 1970? And the reason I'm going over this because we've been going over. You saw that show that we did with DMG, right? The brother about the integration and how Martin Luther King how it failed us. Yeah, man. I've been on that kick ever since. You know what I'm saying? And I've been looking up all kinds of videos. How many videos I done sent you, my shot? About 1,000 of them already.
Yeah, come on, sir. Yep.
All kind of videos, all kind of articles, everything showing how that was a horrible mistake, man. You know what I'm saying? And now they had in 1970, just a few short years after they passed integration into law. What was it, like 64, somewhere around there? They turned around and had a riot right here in Carbondale. Okay, and it started from Kent State University. They had the students were protesting the Vietnam War, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And they turned around and what is it? SIUE? SIUC. So what's that? Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. So SIUC ended up joining in, protesting, right? And for the life of me, I just don't be understanding why our people felt the need to want to join, with them. and the reason I'm saying is because that integration is what messed us up. Now, this was a predominant, if I ain't mistaken, Kent State University was all white. I believe so. You know, that was a fact, right? Yeah. Kent State University was all white. So all the students, I believe it was four students that got killed out there at Kent State University. So this was white on white crime. You understand? That's what that was at Kent State University. White on white crime. They wanted to join, and our people, you know what I'm saying, with the brainwashing that Martin Luther King did. I mean, it was severe. I mean, look at what's going on right now. Martin Luther King thought, and what he was telling everybody was that it was a great idea for us to join, our oppressor, right? When you think about it, when you got our restaurant, okay, just look at it like this. You have white only, and I always say that when I say white only, right? And then you had our side, okay? We stayed on our side, they stayed on their side, Okay, and that's how it should have stayed. You understand? It should have stayed like that. So once Martin Luther King said, you know what, we need equal rights. We need to join you. You need to hire us, and we need jobs and all of that nonsense, right? And what happened to the businesses that we had? We lost them. You understand? We lost our businesses. We lost just about every single way of life. You understand that we had before integration. We actually was doing a lot better before it. People talk about the food stamp program, right? I just got an article in Missouri. Marsha, you remember how many they about to cut off in Missouri? It's up there. It's something.
Vaguely. I can look up.
Double, almost triple thousands of people that they about to start cutting off food stamps in St. Louis, right? And back in what was that video? What year was that video that we played, Marsha? Wasn't it the 20s or 30s?
It was the 20s.
They had some communities, black communities, to where everybody had came together. All of the women was cooking food. They was canning and storing food for families of 5 to eat for a year, to where nobody in their community had to go to no grocery store. They was their own groceries. You know what I'm saying? Now, what do we got now? You understand? We got white grocery store. We ain't got no black grocery store. We don't have no system like that. Like, how many sisters in one community can we get together to make brothers a bunch of turkey sandwiches? You know what I'm saying? Let alone sit here and start cooking for hours. I mean, I'm gonna play the video again. You know, I think I might have you pull that video up and play it without the sound to show people that this is what we were doing once before we integrated. We actually were a people. We were together, because at that moment, that's all we had. Coming out of slavery, that's all we had. You know what I mean? And then turn around, and after that, that's all we had. But for some odd reason, and a lot of people don't like to be honest about Martin Luther King and why he had that dream of loving white women. You understand? That's the reason he wanted to join together with white folks, is because Martin Luther King had a nasty and disgusting love and fetish for white girls. When he wanted to become the leader for black people, right? He turned around and he was in love with a white girl. And he ended up saying to himself, and his peers convinced him, he said, you got to let her go, man. That's not a good look for you to be the leader and the spokesman for black people, and then you got a white woman. You know what I mean? So he ended up letting her go, but he's of course kept dealing with white girls. You know, I know the people don't like to admit that the feds actually caught him in the hotels with white women numerous times having orgies with him, but that was actually true. All of that was true. They even was calling him Orgy Mike back in the day. They was calling him Orgy Mike, not because that's what his real name was, Michael King. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Martin Luther King. You understand? I believe his father ended up, or his father, somebody, I forgot how they went, but they ended up changing his name to Martin Luther after that Lutheran, the guy that started that religion. You know what I'm saying? Which was insane. But my shout out. Do you got the video? Look up the other layout, and you should see that video. Yeah, let's play this. I want to play that and turn the sound off of that. We ain't got to worry about no sound. I just want that one playing while we talking about this, because I thought that was amazing to have the whole community. Had the men chopping the wood, making sure the fire was going, so them sisters can keep stirring up them beans. You understand? And frying them wings. They was out there cooking, and turn around and they had, like I said, for a whole year, it was hundreds of dollars that each family would have to spend on groceries. They didn't have to spend nothing. They were going to eat for a whole year, a whole family of 5. Now, what do we have now? We go and we apply for the white man's food stamps. And if you turn around and you make $1 over, what do? He cuts you right off. He said, oh, you make too much money. You can make $1 over, just one. Like, he don't even develop like a system to where, okay, okay, you back to work or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we'll reduce you like $10 every month until you get on your feet or something. You know what I mean? He don't even do nothing like that. He just instantly cuts you right off, which I think is insane. You know what I mean? And like I said, if we and if anybody got any questions, y'all can grab the mic. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all can, ask a question. And
can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, the white man don't give a fuck what your color is, bro. He don't care if you're Mexican. He don't care if you're Indian. He don't care if you're black. He don't even give a fuck about no white people. It's all about the green, like you said. You get $1 over and he cut it off. They don't give a fuck about anything but the color green, and that's it. They'll eat their own children over the money.
You know what? You're actually right. I gotta agree with you on that. The first three you named, you absolutely dead on with that. Black. You understand? What you say, Mexicans and Indians? He absolutely hate. No. Just pay attention. He absolutely hate them. No, well, just one second. He absolutely hate them. You understand? And it's in the Bible. He hate us because we are God's chosen people, right? So you spot on with that. You also spot on about him not caring about his own people. He really is all about money. You understand? But guess what he loved? Guess who he loved before he'll love you? You understand? White people absolutely love they own before, and all the other nations of people, they'll love them before they ever show us any love. You understand? Their goal was to destroy us from the jump, not to turn around one day and join together with us. And that's the point about Martin Luther King and his idea and his dream being so idiotic, is what make you think that the master is one day going to sit down with the slaves? I don't even understand that. That don't even make sense to me. You understand? Look at all of the horrendous things that he was doing to us. What they call it, breaking the buck, to where the white man was raping brothers. Like, I don't understand what Martin Luther King was thinking about wanting to join together with these people. You know what I'm saying? To where you take a young man and rape him to the point to where he'll be your good slave, and your sex toy. You understand? Castrating brothers, making them choose whenever you get mad at that white woman of yours, you turn around and make you choose between your foot and your penis, and you got to either cut one of them off. Look at all of the things that this man was doing to us. And then Martin Luther King said, you know what? He said he been to the mountaintops. He said he saw a vision from the Lord. He said God showed him that vision. That's a goddamn lie. God didn't show him that at all. You understand? No way in hell did God want us to join together with these people. What was actually supposed to happen was we were supposed to serve a punishment like what we did before. When you go in the Bible, you will find that the Israelites have been in captivity under every nation of people. You understand? That's how the Lord punished us. You know what I'm saying? God wants our God that we got. Now, everybody else God, you know what I'm saying, is all loves and kisses and hugs, however they go. But our God wants to hurt you when you sin against him. That's just how he is. You understand? He wants you to feel the pain so that you will stop, so you'll never sin again. But what we did, we kept on doing it. We kept sinning over and over and over and over again, right? But thank God, this is going to be our last captivity. We ain't going to have to worry about this no more. You understand? But that's the Most High, okay? You turn around and disobey him, he sent us into slavery, all right? So that was what's supposed to happen, was we were supposed to go serve in slavery, then we get out, and then we return to our God and start serving him instead of serving white people. Hold on one second. Okay, I see invite come up on the thing. Yeah, so, but the white man took it too far. Yeah, that's in the scriptures. And we're going to read them scriptures. Give me that. We ain't got the Precept King on here. He ain't showed up yet.
Lie, sir. He actually was out of town today.
Look, that brother know the whole Bible. Yes, he know where every scripture at. But give me that one where in Ezekiel 35. You can give me that one. Give me that one to call. Give me Ezekiel 35 and just start at 1 for the context, and then we'll read that. But
Salaki, I'll be at my destination in
you know what? Go ahead. I forgot. Hey, you know what, Salaki? I forgot. You actually turned to get out of VA at 4 a.m. Y'all do your thing. We'll get it.
All right, I got you, sir.
All right. So one second. But like I said, everything that I'm saying is in the Bible. All right. And God did not want us to join together with these people. He did not want us to turn around and now love the people that hate us more than we love ourselves and our own brothers and sisters. Okay, so like I said, Martin Luther King, that dream of him holding hands with little white girls and little black boys and a little white, oh man, that's horrible. That was a horrible idea. Because you see, it still hadn't even happened. All of these years, all of the marching, all of the protesting, all of the lives lost, all of the people hurt, all of the people arrested, all of the people that got felony convictions on their record. You know, they still doing that same thing to this day. Like downtown St. Louis, when they had a few years ago, they had a brother back in 2011, a brother named Anthony Lamar Smith was unalived by police, right? Innocent brother. Okay, they turned around, and when the verdict came out 6-7 years later, the cop, guess what? He was found innocent. Okay, and of course, black people in St. Louis was outraged. You understand? They was hurt. Another innocent brother put to death by a cop, and then guess what? He gets to walk home free. And what was so crazy about that is the case was insane. It was supposedly that he met this brother. He saw a crime going down. He saw a drug deal going down. They found no drugs on this brother. What else did he say? They actually had some interactions before. He didn't pull this brother over before and was harassing him before. He used his own personal gun to unalive him with. He unalived him with an AK-47. Now I wonder how many brothers, you know what they call the unsolved mysteries? I want to know how many brothers are victims to that man's personal AK-47. He shot him in his face with it 7 times. You understand? Shot his brother in his face with an AK-47 7 times. And he told the judge, he said, Your Honor, you do not understand what we are up against out there in the streets. But what is black people up against out there in the streets with your AK-47 pointed at their nose? You understand? Like, this is insane. But like I said, but Martin Luther King said this was a good idea for us to join these people. And they still doing the same things to us today. So anyway, they turned around and of course found him innocent. And then everybody started marching and protesting downtown. And guess what they did to the brothers? They locked up almost 200 protesters. They locked up almost 200. It was like 187, 89 brothers and sisters got arrested from them standing downtown saying that, hey, this was not justice. You know what I'm saying? This man, this cop, this murderer unalived an innocent brother, and now he gets to go free. So because they were downtown expressing themselves in that manner, they all got locked up, and now they're felons now. You understand? Now they got convictions on their records for them disobeying and breaking the law, all because it's supposed to be freedom of speech in this country, right? You're supposed to be able to protest in this country, but not when they feel like you shouldn't be protesting. You see what I'm saying? So back when Martin Luther King had the children marching, he had young children get out in the march. And how many was that that first day, Marshall? Wasn't it 1,000? Over 1,000 children.
Yeah, it was over 1,000 of them. Yep.
Over 1,000 children got arrested. They said it was so many they ran out of paddy wagons. They had to go get buses. They had to get school buses to lock up all the children. Right. So all them kids, over 1,000 kids, and that was just the first day. It kept going on every single day for 7 days. And every day it was more and more of them that got arrested. You understand? So here it is, thousands of children are now felons, got records, arrested. You understand? They even did those little sisters. What was it? The Little Rock 12, what I call them?
Yeah, I think it was 9, I think.
No, I think it was 12 of them.
It's 12. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was 12 little girls. 12 little girls. They was.
Oh yeah, come on, you're right.
They were trying to protest. Oh. What'd you say, Marshall?
It was Little Rock 9, sir. 9 African American students enrolled in Little Rock.
No, not that. No, not that. Okay. That's when they was integrating the school. That's when they was trying to join the all-white school. And notice only one of those brothers, the rest of them stopped. it ended up being just one of the Little Rock Nine. Everybody else was like, damn, we ain't finna keep getting beat up and called niggas and getting spit on and all this every day. Said we out of here. They actually got out of there. 8 of them got out of there, but one stayed. He, and that's the thing that I really hate, the mentality that our people have taken since Martin Luther King is, showing this abuser just how much we'll take his abuse. You know what I mean? Instead of turning your back on him. Don't let nobody abuse you. You understand? We are like a battered woman in a relationship. I'm talking about black people. We sit here and let the white man beat us, lynch us, burn us, hang, and then we want to join them. I don't understand it. To go and sit in his, you know what's funny? I mention this all the time, but Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence did a scene on Life where they got hungry, right? And they stopped at an all-white restaurant asking if they had some Negro pie in there. You understand? And that white woman said, no, Negro 35 miles down the road. You understand? And Martin was like, man, hold on, lady, ma'am, we hungry. You understand? She said, hey, we don't sell nigga pie here. You understand? Pull this shotgun out. And then they was like, oh, okay. Well, we're 35 miles down the road. Okay. Like, and then with the protest, you had people throwing eggs, flour on your head, dumping pots of water on your head. That just did not make sense to me. I don't want none of the white man's bland food that bad to where I'm gonna let him beat me across the top of the head in order to get a plate. Right. You understand? Get the mic out when you talk. It's over there. Get the mic for Michael. Here, put the other mic over there. Matter of fact, hold on. Michael, get that one. Get that mic right there. Because this thing is echoing. That's this thing. Get that mic right there. Turn it on and give them that one. That's for this one over here. It should be a lot better. And turn that one off, Michael. Turn those two off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said I'm saying the same thing. Like the bland food situation, y'all wanted bland food that bad.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's crazy, man. That's insane. To where, because they don't put no season on nothing. You know what I mean? They mashed potatoes, bland, box flakes, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? That's bland. They barbecue that. All they do is put sauce on it. That's the flavor, is the sauce. No, look, I want to taste the sauce and the meat. You understand? Go ahead.
Yeah, the white man is such an animal. Like the reason why he don't have a taste for all those good seasons and stuff that we use all the time on our food, because he like to taste the blood. You know what I'm saying? He wants to see the blood dripping down his lips. He like the irony taste of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why his food is always bland. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a taste for blood, Sir Shalaki.
Right. Hey, that's a fact. That's even in the scripture that we're about to read. And the blood that he want is the Israelites' bloods, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what blood he want to taste. You understand? He is not satisfied until he is harming one of us. And what's so crazy is all we want to do is just get along with them. We don't want to fight them. We just wanted to live next to them. We just want to live on the same block with them. All them videos that we played to where you got white people saying that, oh man, the black people is trying to move in our neighborhood. They're troublemakers. You know why they were saying you was troublemakers? Because you're trying to go somewhere where you're not wanted. You're not wanted in their neighborhood. You know what I mean? So why in the hell are you coming here to start trouble? So they labeled us that all the time. But here's the thing. When it came to who was an animal, it was them all day. That video, remember that one where that teenager, that little white boy, it said, if they move her, he said, if just one black family just move, because he said, oh, well, not all black people. He said, I got some black friends, they kill me with that. White folks kill me with that, talking about something they got black friends. No, the hell you don't. You understand? Because as soon as you get mad at your friend gonna be a nigga. But he turned around and he said, Well, you know, I work with some black people. They're not all bad, man. Just the ones that want to start trouble. So the white boy, the interviewer asked him, he said, well, what if just one black family moved on your block? He said, they'll get killed. I said, God damn. You understand? But they say we violent. They say we the animals. They said something wrong with us. When we just wanted to live next to you. We just wanted to be like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Hey, neighbor. You know what I'm saying? That's all we wanted to be. Was live amongst you. Mm-hmm. And that right there just proved how big of an animal they are, from the older ones down to the younger ones.
So like it, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so and like you said, like we always trying to be around them. And what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to realize that the American dream is not for you. You know what I'm saying? The American dream is for the white man. You know what I'm saying? It's not for us. We was never when they was having that dream, they didn't see happy Negroes running around.
No,
it was a place full of white folks. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. They definitely didn't see our face when it came to no happiness. And what they call it in their constitution, that every man is entitled to peace and tranquility. Boy, they showed up wasn't thinking about us. Because the Bible even says that we're not gonna have no peace here. You know what I mean? There's gonna be no rest for the sole of our feet. You understand? So we gotta understand it. But I'm gonna let you read the scripture real quick, and then we're gonna play the video. I'm gonna play the video while I'm talking about what happened here in Carbondale.
Kev, you don't see that? You don't see that StreamYard link in the chat, sir, on the TikTok?
What you mean?
The StreamYard link. You see it on TikTok?
StreamYard link on TikTok. Let me see.
Yeah. You don't see it? Let me see if I can send it to you and see if you can put it in.
No, I don't see it over there. All right.
I'm gonna send it to you, see if I can send it in. Hold on.
Sure, so Sister Shara Shalom, Lord Christ here. Let me see.
All right, I just sent it to you, Cap. So
Israel Lopez, you said to show you the secrets of a master mason. Guess what? My father and my uncles and family, you know what I'm saying, they were all masons. You know, I even got I even got their info. You understand? Look, I'm gonna say it now that my father's deceased. I got his info. I wanted to know what the hell was this junk about. You understand? Because all my uncle used to say was, and if you ready to ride the goat, I was like, nigga, ride a goat. I don't even like animals. What are you talking about riding a goat? You know what I mean? But it's just a part of the initiation. I didn't know what that meant. So I snuck in my father's stuff and I got his damn DVD. I know all of the hand motions and all that nonsense. It's all garbage, man. It's something that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people should have never been involved in. You understand? So no, we not Masons, Israel Lopez. We ain't got nothing to do with that. The shield of David, which you see all over me. You understand? You see it around my neck, around my finger, on my arm. You understand? If tattoos wasn't unlawful, I'd get it tatted on my, what Master P say, cross my back. You understand? No, I'm just kidding. No tattoos. Tattoos are unlawful, okay? Right, and if anybody has any, don't get no more. Any Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian got any tats, okay, don't get no more. All right.
Yeah, that's right, Cap. You know, I'm tatted up. You know, I'm like, oh man.
Listen, in the world, we did all kinds of things. You know? We did all kinds of things. But look, you are here now serving the Lord. You've done none of that stuff that you've done in the past. You're a brand new man. You understand? And a mighty soldier up under Commander Giuliani. You know what I mean?
Sir, the water.
So what you were showing me your family?
Ron.
Oh yeah, I was just showing you
the photo. Yeah.
Where I'm from, bro. The minority is the majority.
Okay. So what are you?
I'm Mexican. I'm native.
Is your father Mexican? I just want to know what your father is.
My dad is Irish. My mom is Mexican.
Okay, so if you you're a white boy then.
Hey, only when I'm around white folks, I ain't no white boy. No, I'm only a white boy when I'm around black folks and when I'm around my family, because half of my family's Mexican. They call me Wedo.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you know, our people accept, like for instance, my grandmother was white, right? And her father was white, and her mother was Native Indian. Okay, and for the longest, my grandmother had told me, I thought it took me until I came into the truth to find out that she was actually a white woman. My grandmother told me she was a Blackfoot Indian. She had that long black silky hair like them down on her butt. You understand? She used to wear the fringes and everything like them. I'm surprised she didn't take me to a powwow, but turn around when she after she died, I ended up coming in the truth, right? And then everybody was like, damn, what's all this talk about white people now? You hate white people. What's going on? I say, don't you know your grandmother was white? Man, I called my father. I said, hold up, what's this about my grandma being white? He said, oh, she is. I'm like, well, goddamn, when was y'all gonna tell me? You understand? Everybody else knew, except for she never talked about her father. I never even asked. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever talked about him. I asked him, I said, you met the man before? He said, yeah, I met him. We went down there. I've seen him before. Yeah, he lived over such and such. And I'm like, damn. So, yeah, according to the Bible, you are who your father is. So if your father is, say, black, then you will be an Israelite. If your father is Italian, you will be Italian. If your father is African, then you are whatever the father is, that's what the child is. And that's in the scripture. You know what I mean? So if your father is Irish, you need to ask him. You know what I'm saying? You need to ask, is he straight Irish? You know what I'm saying? Because if he is, you're a white boy. You need to find out what your grandfather is. Is your grandfather, you know him? Your father's father?
I think my grandpa is native.
He native? You think maybe?
My dad's mom is not native.
Right. Now it don't go off the women. You understand? The women, we need them to bring forth them beautiful babies of ours, but they just incubate them. The father determines the race or the identity of the child. So if your father's father is Native Indian, then your father would be Native Indian. Now if his mother is Irish, then that's something else. You understand? That's just your grandmother. But if your father is Native Indian, then you would be an Israelite. If you know what I'm saying, that would make him Native Indian. You see what I'm saying? And see, that's another problem too, is with us mixing with these people. You know what I mean? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were never supposed to mix with the other nations of people. We were supposed to only marry our own kind. You know what I'm saying? So we wouldn't have that problem. White people would have been able to make children with Japanese, Korean women, and African women. You know what I'm saying? But not ours.
It's a lot.
Go ahead, Doc.
It's a lot, sir. A lot of people out there, they taught, well, I'll say Christians, they taught that fornication is sex before marriage. But if you have sex with a white person or somebody outside the 12 tribes, that's fornication. That's unlawful sex.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to sleep with another nation of people. You got 12 tribes to choose from, Cap. Fact. 12 beautiful tribes to choose from, and it's no reason for you to even go outside. It's like if you walk into a ice cream shop, Cap, you got the blackberry ice cream, the caramel, the mocha chocolate. Why the hell would you run over and get the vanilla ice cream, man, with no flavor in it? Like, what's the point of that? You know what I'm saying? It's a lock in, sir.
And look, the brother is speaking metaphorically, okay? For those brothers and sisters that love vanilla ice cream, nothing wrong with it. Okay,
ain't nothing wrong with vanilla
ice cream. Look, you about to ruin somebody's favorite. You know what I'm saying? You about to ruin it, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it. All brothers stop eating vanilla ice cream. Go.
Right. I'm getting phone calls. Who y'all telling that you can't eat vanilla ice cream? What the hell y'all teaching out there? I got to come down there. You're gonna have them
Oh,
fine.
God, man.
Okay, but no, but he's using that as a metaphor for the white woman. Yes, and they are bland. You understand? Like I don't even see what's so interesting in them. When you got all of these beautiful sisters, boy. You understand? What in the hell would you do? Crossing over has never came into my mind. Like, dang, like they don't even like crossing over just sound bad. It just I'm like my man from the Five Heartbeats, Leon, when he said crossing over ain't nothing but a double cross. You understand?
Right.
That's what that is right there. That's something I don't even want to dip in. You understand? It is a white woman and try to find out what the other nations of people got, what they working with. Give me a beautiful sister. You understand? What do a Chinese woman know? But and listen, I know a cat back in St. Louis that married he went on the internet on what's that, like Find a Bride, Buy a Wife or something like that. And he bought him a Vietnamese chick for 10 grand. He bought him a wife. No lie. This is not a lie. He bought him a Vietnamese chick for 10 G's. Now me myself, I'm gonna take that 10 grand and build up me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? Not no buying no broad, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. And this dude, his remarks after being with this woman, bringing her here, moving her in his house, right? He said he will never be with a black woman again ever. She put a garden in his backyard, right? She washes his clothes. She cooks his lunch and breakfast. She does all of the things a sister will do for you. You understand? Like I'm like, dog, I'm waiting to hear something special. You know what I mean? I'm waiting to hear something special. This Negro talking about some. She up cooking his bread. Hey, boy, do you know how many breakfasts I done had? You understand that I ain't cooked? Like, what are we talking about here? That's your reason. The reason is he really hates his people. He hates himself and he hates his people. You know what I mean? And all of what I'm saying goes against the Bible. And I got all the scriptures. I can prove all of it to you at any moment. You understand? So we need to go over all of them. We can. But let's get into this hate thing real quick. About how our oppressor, the so-called white man, hates blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian guts. You understand? The white man can't stand us. And that's biblical too. It go all the way back from when Esau and Jacob was in the womb. It says that they were fighting in the belly. You understand? Usually twins, what you hear about twins when they in the stomach? I done seen people taking what they call them damn things, ultrasound. Yeah, the ultrasound. I done heard of people taking a ultrasound of twins and they in there hugging each other. You understand? But they said the Bible says that Jacob and Esau was in the womb banging. You understand? Their mother was in so much pain from them two cats fighting, going to war every single day. You understand? Which is crazy. But and that's one way how you know that we are not the same people. Even though Esau and Jacob come from the same mother and father, they eventually split and became two different nations of people, just like the rest of them. You understand? The rest of Noah's 3 sons, all the children that they had, they all branched off and became their own people. And that's what, like you mentioned, Christians, mashallah, and how they don't know the Bible. They have not no clue as to what the Bible actually means. All right. But let's get this real quick. We're gonna show how our oppressor, he's never gonna lighten up. You're never gonna get any rest here. Call, grab this scripture for me. This is not your rest. And is it Malachi? I forgot what it is. Let me see what it said. Hold on one second. You know what I want to talk about?
Not right off top, sir, but I'm trying to find it though.
I get it for you.
Okay, come.
Malachi 2:10.
Yeah, there you go. All right, read yours for me, Mashallah, real quick.
Come, sir. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, 2, verse, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Okay, so don't think for 1 second that the Most High got this brother, said just out of his mind going to prophesy against the mountain. What this is talking about, Mount Seir, is where the Edomites, where the so-called white man dwelled. This is where they lived at. Okay, and the Lord is saying,
yeah, did you drop off, Cap? Okay, I guess you did, sir.
Yeah, quiet.
Yeah, I guess he did drop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you on the TikTok, sir. Okay, come on. Yeah, we'll keep rolling.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead, Cap. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, the water, Yagadar. Hey, Shalom, Yahabashah. What's going on out of one?
Hey, Shalom, Yahabashah. Shalom, say Eldo. All right. Yeah. Keep reading up.
Okay, come on, sir. Shalaki. It says, verse 3, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord God, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee.
So the Lord is saying that he is against the so-called white man, the Edomites. That's who dwelled in Mount Seir. You look this up. They are the ones that dwelt in Mount Seir. Okay? So he's prophesying against Mount Seir, all of the people. Okay? Keep going.
Come on, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make thee desolate, most desolate, Salaki.
All right, so the Lord said he's going to make Mount Seir most desolate. All right, meaning the people. All right, and the land, and all that's going to be emptied out. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 4. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
All right, keep going.
Verse 5, because thou hast a perpetual hatred.
So think about all of the people that's on the planet Earth right now today, right? Who hates blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians more than anybody? Who can you say hates black people more than anybody?
Where I'm from, the Mexicans, the black folks, and it's bad.
Well, you know that right there is by design.
Yeah, I know it. It's genocide.
Yeah, that's by design. The white man made us hate each other and love him. You understand? But I'm talking about out of all the other people, because there's Mexicans have not done nowhere near what the white man has done to black people. You understand? And vice versa. Now, I do remember some gangs, you understand, back when I was in the world, right? And I do remember black gangs didn't like the Mexican gangs. The Mexican gangs didn't like the black gangs. I remember that, right? But when it comes to who has caused us, I'm talking about both of us, who has caused Mexicans more problems out of everybody, even though black people hate it. Who has caused black people, who has caused Native Indians, go back and look through history, and who has been the cause of all of our problems, man? It's been white people. That's who it is. It's been our oppressors. And guess what? We in this together. They oppress the Mexicans the same way they do us. You understand? So the division that they go ahead.
No, I was just gonna add on to that. Like, Mexicans ain't dumped drugs into our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Black people ain't deporting Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Like, black people didn't take the Native American land and break all the treaties. Like, that was one nation of people that did all those things to these three people. You know what I'm saying? To the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So to say that we do this thing to ourselves, no, it was by design, like you said, Cap. Like, this was put in place for him to always be over us and keep us, keep us down, Sir Salaki.
Yeah, the cartel ain't got nothing on the white man. You understand?
Right.
He got nothing on him. Okay, all the damn drugs that he done flooded all of our communities with. The cartel could never sell as much drugs as the white man has. You understand? Right. So keep going on that.
Come on, sir.
Real quick, that perpetual hatred is speaking about, like I said, it's speaking about the white man's hatred for black people. Perpetual is continual. So the white man is continually hating us. What is black women having to wear now if they have young sons, right? What they call them, the YNs? I seen on Tubi they got a show called the YNs. I was like, oh boy, here we go. I ain't watching it. But they got a show called the YNs, okay? And guess what? They making shirts saying that I have a black son. Why? Because those black mothers are in fear of their sons returning home, you know what I'm saying, at night when they leave the house. You know, when they're going to school. It's some cop going to end up harassing and profiling them and harassing them. You know, I just seen a video of a young brother walking home and he had a pocket knife in his, you know what I'm saying, a little small, like 3-inch knife. And he had one and he didn't stop for the police because he was nervous. You understand? And he ended up yelling out that he had that knife. You know what I'm saying? And here you is, this kid is just walking. He was minding his own business. You know what I mean? And the cop said, hey, what you doing? Where you going? Like, and we know that that's not a friendly, hey, what's going on? How you been, Antoine? Right. You know, it's not one of those. He's going to harass the brother. So that's what they did with him. You understand? Was ended up harassing this little brother. And like,
so like I said, if I could add on to that.
Go ahead.
Nah, what if I could add on to that? Because even I know when I was growing up, I know you was growing up as well. Like when we first started driving, your mom, your dad would tell you, make sure you got your seatbelt on, make sure you're doing this, make sure you drive right. If the police pull you over, don't give them no problems. Don't do none of that. And if a officer plants something on you that's not yours, are you just supposed to sit and take and comply? Hell no. You're gonna be like, hey, I don't even do that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So like
go ahead. No, go. You just made me think of. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So it's a bad thing to teach your children to just comply to do whatever this white police officer is telling you. Like you said, him saying, hey, it's not a friendly hey. You know what I'm saying? The next thing after that is let me see your ID. You know what I'm saying? Right. Let me see this and let me see that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot here, sir.
No, because walking is not, I mean, you're supposed to be, looking for crime, right? The kid was walking. That's not a crime, man. He minding his business, going where he going. He wasn't looking, like suspicious, like looking in windows or doing nothing. He wasn't doing nothing. He was walking straight ahead. That's not a reason for you to stop him. He's suspicious. So, like I said, it's never a friendly, just a friendly stop when these police. But what you made me think of is when I was about 18, right? I always had some old school cars. I had a 87 Monte Carlo, right? Rims, TV.
That's a nice car right there, Cap.
On it, you know what I'm saying? Loud as could be, you know what I'm saying? All that, right? Hooked up. And me and my cousin, now to this day, my cousin, me and him the same age, and boy, he just as scary as could be. You understand? The police pulled, he said, man, I hurry up, I turn the car off, I take the key, I put it on the hood, I put up my hand, I yell, I ain't got nothing. He's terrified, ain't did nothing, but terrified. He said, man, I want to go home at night. That's what he said. He don't want to get killed by the police. And my cousin is terrible. I'm like, damn, cuz, you all right? Like you ain't committed no crime. Like, why you doing all that, man? These police are killing people. So, but that's the whole point. White people put fear in us to make us serve him. That's what it was. You know what I mean? And back in slavery, they did it with the whips. You know what I mean? And now they doing it with police. They pull you over. What's that? The jump out boys. Stop and frisk. All kinds of stuff. Lakeshaw, Detective Lakeshaw back in St. Louis. Everybody knew about him. He came from California, and he wreaked hell, boy, on St. Louis. You understand? Crooked as could be, jamming brothers up, taking their money and their drugs, or planting drugs. He did all kinds of evil in the hood in St. Louis. You understand? Right. For years. You understand? But when me and my cousin, we was about 18, right? And we riding around. And you know them sounds is like automatic, you know what I'm saying, pull you over. So the police heard the sounds. They pulled me and my cousin over at rallies over on Jefferson, right? On the south side. And as we sitting in the car, on the curb, they turned my ride. They tore my seats up. They let the dog slob all on my CDs. You understand? All kind of shit. Now, this is what got me. Now, I didn't know that they did this at first, but they actually have the dope, right? And they put it in front of the dog and make the dog sniff it. So I'm sitting there. I seen him go in his pocket. He all slick. He looking around, you know what I'm saying, making sure we ain't paying attention, and took that dope out of his pocket, stuck it in front of that dog nose. That dog went, and then threw him back in the car. I said, "Hey man, what the hell you doing?" I jumped up off the ground. You know, like you said, Marshall. Who's that you said? Your mama taught you? You said your mama taught you to say that, to act like that? Marshall.
Come on, sir. What you say? Oh, yeah. Your parents. Yeah, my parents. You like it, sir. My bad.
Hey, I went against all that. You hear me? My mama taught me that same thing too. She was scared of her black son not coming home too. And she told, boy, don't be out there, the police. Man, I jumped straight up off the curb and I pointed. I said, what the hell he doing with that dog? You understand? Because I know we ain't got no dope in here. You ain't finna put that on me. I ain't taking it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I ain't taking that.
Look on the white cop. Oh, calm down, man. Nobody's gonna plant any drugs on you. Yes, y'all do it all the time. Right. I'm from St. Louis, and they did it all the time. I'm telling you, they did it all. I know a lot of cats that got cases on them, and they didn't even sell drugs. They didn't even sell drugs, but they caught a case from them putting the dope on them. You understand? Which is insane to me. So but you made me think about that, Marshall.
Okay, come on, sir.
Yeah, because he thought he was for the jam. They thought they was for the jam two of them up that night, but I wasn't going for that one, you know. But that's when I learned that they have the drugs on them to make them sniff, make the dog smell it, to know what to smell. You know what I'm saying? Know what to pick up on. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, if I could, you know what I'm saying, like you were saying about these, YNs, and I'm, listening to you, the story about the police, but, about us, being the leaders, man, whether it be, fathers or big brothers or priests, whatever the case may be, man, it's so important for us to, do what we doing, to be able to stand in the gap, because really a lot of our youth, man, they really left alone, and a lot of brothers don't really want to go around what they call the YNs now, you know what I mean, because the dudes might be 10 deep on the corner, all on strapped, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of brothers got a tendency to stray away from them, you know what I'm saying? But it's like we got to find a way to pull them in, because it's like if the elders not dealing with them, I even know when I was coming up, somewhat, the older generation was still involved, even though they might have been showing you the wrong way, right? But, without us being there to stand in the gap, then, that's who's going to be handling them out there for real. Discipline. The police, the judge when they go down there. And that's why they catching so much time. Like you said, they plant drugs on some of them and, beating them and shooting them down and locking them up. And, what I'm saying, all these different type of things, man, until they completely, pretty much decimate a lot of our young generation by either locking them up or killing them and things of that nature, because there's nobody really over top on, like the scriptures say. They've become our oppressors, you know what I'm saying? They running around like wild bulls in the streets and things of that nature, man. I just hope, that the work that we doing, some kind of way we can connect, what I'm saying, with that younger generation, with they so-called the YN, with that pass. That's all I had to say, sir. The water.
No, you on point. And guess what? We love the YNs and the ISUPK. Didn't Whitney used to say the YNs was the future? Teach them well, and the YNs lead the way. That's the thing that you're saying about the older generation, is now they so terrified of them. Like, for instance, it's a sister back in St. Louis that we do the food drives and stuff. We did a ton of food drives with this sister. Once they passed the law for open carry in Missouri, this sister was scared to go to stores and liquor stores and restaurants because all the YNs was walking around strapped up, got them out, they had the Draco strapped across their back, hanging out their pocket and everything. You understand? And she called me terrified. She said, "What are we gonna do about this?" I'm like, "Man, I walk right past them. Like I'm not scared of my own people. You understand? He got a gun, I got a gun. He ain't bothering me, I ain't bothering him. Why is it bothering you?" But that's the mentality of a lot of our people. Like you said, the older people, they don't want to be involved with the younger people. They just want to leave them be. And this is why they out here doing a lot of the foolish things that they are doing. It's because they have no guidance. You understand? We supposed to be teaching them, not just let them go do their own thing. You understand? Nothing wrong with them possessing a legal firearm. You understand? Get you one. You might need it, but don't be out here, committing crimes. You understand? And then have a firearm to protect yourself. And then you're doing something illegal, something you shouldn't be doing. So we don't condone that. You understand? But yeah, a YN can own a gun legally. You understand?
Yeah, hey, Salaki, Cap, you see my invite on TikTok? Sir, Salaki, I don't know what happened. Drop me.
Wait a minute.
Let me know if you don't see it. Let me see. Okay, it's not letting me join for some reason. Yeah, it ain't let me join for some reason. I don't know what the deal is, but
no, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's all good though. Keep rolling.
Yeah. Yep. So no, but just saying, that if we start teaching them better, then they would do better, like the Bible says. And churches have been misleading us. And like I said, Martin Luther King has misled us. The integration, all of that nonsense, that has misled us. And I'm gonna let the video play of what ended up happening right here in Carbondale after the shooting. So black people ended up joining. They joined the Kent State University protest. And then it was 10 brothers ended up getting hurt here in Carbondale. It was, I think, 4 got shot. Nobody got killed, but 4 got shot, and the rest got, badly injured. And Marshall, read that. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta send you this. Hold on one second. I'm for the text. Can you get this text?
Yeah, come on, sir. I can get it.
Okay, let me send you this, and I'm gonna have you read the reason why these brothers ended up joining in this white protest.
All
right, 1 second.
All right, so I get it. And yeah, Cap, I wanted to add on to what you're saying while you're sending that text. Another detrimental thing that the Christian church is teaching to our people is, God loves the sinner and hates the sin, and that's a damn lie. He hate them both. You know what I'm saying? He hates the sin and the damn sinner. That's why he wants you to not sin anymore. That's why, throughout the Bible, it's keep my commandments, because you are supposed to turn away from sin, not think it's okay because God know your damn heart. Yeah, he know your damn heart. You want to smoke weed, you want to have sex with whores, you want to buy prostitutes. Yeah, he know you want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot there, sir.
Yeah, don't forget that pork. They love
that pork.
And what's the new thing now? Shrimp scampies and crab fat boils and all that.
Yeah. Woman cook you some shrimp Alfredo. She thinks she done did something in the kitchen, Cap.
hey, Mashallah, listen. One of the food drives, a sister brought some shrimp spaghetti to and listen, we already told everybody that was gonna bring some. Don't bring no shrimp, no crab, none of that nonsense, no pork at all. And she thought she was gonna slide it up in her. Man, we threw all that shit in the trash. You understand? We threw it right in front of them. I made the brothers throw it away right in front of them. They was all standing there looking at the trash can like, I can't believe this dude just. I told them, I said, I can't believe y'all brought that shit here when we asked you not to. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't eat the unlawful meats and then we don't serve it to our people. You know what I mean?
Right, sir.
But brother, they had shrimp spaghetti. They don't even go together. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy, Cal. I got that.
Yeah, read that real quick. And what happened?
Come on, sir.
Right here at Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Go ahead.
All right. It says African American students at Southern Illinois University, SIU, in Carbondale protested the Kent State massacre.
Now stop right there for a second. Stop right there for a second. Now, like black folks, we got a saying amongst us, right? When we mind our own business, right? Ain't that what we do as black people? We mind our own goddamn business. White people shooting white people, that should not be your business, your concern, your problem at all. You shouldn't even be worried about that. Why are you worried about white people shooting white people when we got our own problems? We got our own laundry list of things that we need to clean up. But here they are. And like I said, this was a few short years after integration. So this is Martin Luther King mindset is fresh off into people. Here you are thinking that you can really join these folks when you haven't. You understand? Keep going.
Khan, to show solidarity against state violence, express anger over racial double standards, and challenge the expansion of the Vietnam War.
Oh, okay. So now you would think that the racial double standard that they was talking about was black, but it wasn't. It was about white people protesting against the Vietnam War. That's what the stuff was about. So it had nothing to do with us. Matter of fact, there was the very next day after the Kent shooting happened, there was two brothers that got unalived by two white officers in Jackson, Mississippi. That ain't why they was protesting. That's not why they was protesting. They didn't even worry about that. It didn't even get no news attention. Like the media, they didn't cover that Jackson shooting the way that they did this Kent and this Carbondale thing. You understand? As you can see on the video that just played, somebody just ended up getting shot, and they caught it right there where a white boy just got shot by one of the cops. You understand? So go ahead, Marshall. Keep reading.
Khan, the joint protests and subsequent riots in Carbondale in May 1970 were driven by several intertwined factors.
Okay, now here go to several different intertwined factors. This first one is the one that you need, right? And then after this, Marshall, I'm gonna have you go to the layout and get that definition that's in there all the way at the bottom. Okay. So read the first one. Read the first one.
Khan, sir. Intersectional solidarity.
Okay, now pay attention. One second. Pay attention to this. Okay. This is the number one reason and the sole reason why those brothers, you understand, and sisters ended up joining that protest is this reason right here. Okay. We have been suffering police injustice and all of that since forever. Okay. They once called them, what do they call them? The slave patrol. The slaves used to sing a song called the Patty Roll Coming. You know what I'm saying? And we got songs, we say stuff about police when they, you know what I'm saying? When they pull up on us now. Okay. So they turned around and we were accustomed to police violence and white violence anyway, but they weren't protesting those two brothers that ended up getting killed in Jackson a day later after the Kent situation. This is why intersectional solidarity, that's the number one reason and the sole reason why they went and started protesting. Because you remember, he said that the joint protest. So it wasn't just black people by themselves. The black folks wanted to join the white people protest now because, hey, now we integrated. We people just like you. What they say, we bleed red. We all bleed red. We all the same. No, we not. And we're going to never be the same in their eyes. Go ahead, keep reading.
Colonel Khan, sir, intersectional solidarity. Many Black students, including members of the Black United States (BUS) on SIU Carbondale, demonstrated in solidarity with anti-war efforts, viewing state suppression of student voices as civil rights issue.
Okay, now get the definition for that word. Now, what in the hell is Black people concerned about what Bruce Lee is doing to Jackie Chan? Why do we even care? You understand? Why do we care? Because the white man is over there, fighting, going to war with the Vietnamese. Who cares? Why do we care? When the white man had his personal war against us for over 400 years. You understand?
Right.
Like, why are we concerned with what he doing with somebody else? Okay, and like I said, this is fresh in the minds of our people because this is 1970. This is a few short years after 1964 when they passed the integration law. And matter of fact, they taken away every single thing that they have given you in 1964. They taking it away now. You understand? Donald Trump is getting rid of all of that nonsense. He's getting rid of all of that to where now they have the right to refuse whoever they come into an establishment. They can refuse you. You understand? They don't have to hire you. You know, at one point they had to have so many Black people on these jobs. When I was in the union, the painters union, they had I forgot the percentage, but it was a small percent. But the company I was working for, I was the only nigga out of 100 white folks. I was the only one. So they was low in numbers. They was extremely low. So they never really enforced anything. But they were supposed to have so many Black people. Now they don't even have to hire you. They don't even have to. So what are we gonna start doing now? Once they take away all of that, what is it? DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Once they start taking all of that away to where they don't have to include you, what are you gonna do then? You understand? We so divided as a people. What are we gonna do when the white man let us completely go? You understand? Ain't no more food stamps. You see, steady cutting them off. You understand? You ain't gonna get no job. He don't care because you work the best. He don't want to see you make no money. The white man don't want you to make not a dime. He don't want you working. You understand? Even though you the one that's pumping, you the reason he got billions of dollars. You are the reason. If you wasn't there working, I seen a brother that once the COVID hit, when COVID happened. It was a brother in Jack in the Box. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but it was a brother in Jack in the Box. This brother, he the manager, and he was there. He ringing up at the register. He ringing up at the goddamn drive-through. He flipping the fries. He flipping the burgers. He doing making the drinks. I'm like, dude, I would have closed. I ain't finna stay. You know what I mean? But this brother is still, he determined to make sure that, hey, boss, I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the best I can. Man, I would have shut every door. What'd you say? That's insane. You can't do everything, man. Come on, bro. But that's what he did. Everybody else walked off the job. Y'all scared, thought everybody was going to die from COVID-19. And they was like, I'm out of here. And they didn't show up for work. And this brother stayed. And he was there doing every single thing. Like, that was insane. When I saw him, I couldn't even believe anybody was sitting there making any orders. The sister that took the video, I'm like, damn, why ain't you cancel your order? Say, no, never mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see you doing all kinds of things in here. Let me get up out of here. Let me go somewhere else. But yeah, that's what they was doing. And here they are, got millions of dollars because of you, because you have been working for minimum wage forever. Right. It took them about 20 some years to make minimum wage go from $5.75 to, hey, somebody look that up for me. Look up how long it took in the state of Missouri for the minimum wage to go up. Look it up for me here in Illinois. Because I remember making like $5.75 on one of my first jobs. $5.25. So it took about 15, 20 years for it to go up. So what did it go up here in Illinois? What is it now? What's the minimum wage now? Do anybody know?
15. It's 15 per hour starting January 1st, 2025.
Okay. And you know something, they pushed that in St. Louis too. They had everybody voting for the weed. So if as long as you voted for them to push this legal weed the white man is selling now, then they promised to raise minimum wage to $15 in St. Louis. Now they took their time. I don't know. Look it up, Mashallah. See had it gone up yet, because it was supposed to have been.
The first increase.
Yeah, it was like $1. It was like $1.25 increase for 4 years until it got to 15.
Well, it went to like you said, it went up like to $1, and then after that it jumped up to $9.25 on January 1st, 2020.
So what is it now? What is it right now?
Right now, it's as far as January 2025, it's not giving me 2026. It's saying it's at $15 per hour right now.
It's at 15. Okay, so it's 15 here, 15 Missouri. Okay. Okay. All right. So who got the number about how long it took for it to go up? Did anybody look it up?
How long it took? Okay.
Yeah, for minimum wage to go. Just do 525. Huh? How many years? I want to know, because it took 20 years. I believe it was about 15, 20 years in Missouri for it to go from 525 to like 825. It took about 20 years for them to just give us just a few dollars. And we can barely even make it off of that, you know?
Okay, so hold on, Kev. I got a little timeline for you, if you don't mind me going back a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in 1961 to 1980, the minimum wage was $1.60 per hour. Then it went up in 1981 to 2024. The minimum wage increased gradually from $3.35 to $5.15 per hour.
Yeah.
Then in 2005 through 2010, the minimum wage remained at $6 for 6 years. And then in July 2010 to January 2020, the minimum wage increased from $8 to $9.25 per hour.
There you go. Yeah, it took a long time for them to give us just a few, what I'm gonna call some crumbs. That's them crumbs,
right? And then from 2020,
go ahead.
I said then from 2020 to 2025, they implemented in January 2020. It was a $1 increase, and then at the end of that year, it reached $15 in July 2025. Sir Salaki.
Yeah, and that was only if you all had voted to pass the weed, so that brothers and sisters can get more high and out of their mind than what they already are. So
right.
So they passed it. You understand? So now it's up to 15, right? I remember. Let me tell y'all. So I tried to go. They had the office around the corner, the Sears building. Anybody know about the Sears building in St. Louis? The Sears building, right? The Roberts brothers own that. And I had seen it's a strip. The tornado ripped a strip out. The tornado that happened last year, but there's a strip behind the Sears building, and I seen one of the, because they used to rent out, the different spaces, and I seen a bunch of American flags in one. Vote this and vote. Damn, what is that? So I went over there, asked the brothers what they was doing and this and that. They tried to get me to vote for the weed and all this, and of course I ain't do it. They ended up moving from that spot to another one inside of the actual Sears building. And I think they had probably knew who I was and what I was on that day, because I was trying to figure out what was they actually doing in there. And you know what they was actually doing? They was in there getting high. They were just coming together, just smoking and getting high, and then just getting votes. That's it. So once they had turned around and got all of the votes, they've been gone since they did their thing. But and they didn't let me in, by the way. You understand? They did not. They said, no, we know you ain't no stoner. You ain't getting up in here. So, but they did not let me in. First I'm thinking I'm gonna get in because they invited me when they was in the other spot. Right. But I'm like, I'm coming. I said, my man had told me to come over here. And this is, from the other building. I'm trying to. He said, "Oh, hold up, wait a minute. Shut the door. All the smoke. What was that? What movie was that? Where Snoop Dogg was a pilot. Didn't he come out the booth and all the smoke? Soul Plane. You understand? All the smoke come out the booth. That's how it was when he opened the door. You understand? All the smoke comes straight up out the door. He said, Who are you? Hold up, wait a minute. Your brother went back, man, they never came to that door again. And they back there laughing, getting high, passing blood, all that. Boy, they was out. It was crazy. The whole building was lit up though. But yeah, they did that, mashallah. That was the conditions for them raising minimum wages if everybody was gonna vote to pass the to pass that weed that they now selling, that they've been locking brothers up for. Now I ain't for weed. I'm against it totally. You know what I'm saying? Selling it or smoking it. But I'm just saying they have been locking you up. You understand? Catching you with a dime bag and giving you 3 and 4 and 5 years, and now he's making gazillions of dollars selling it right down the street from him. Up on Martin, on not Martin Luther King. I'm sorry, Delmar in Loop, U City Loop. They have 6 dispensaries on 2 blocks. They got 6 dispensaries on 2 blocks. That's insane. You know what I mean? You guys,
damn.
Straight up. Now, what they want is for our people to continue to be in a dumb, in a docile state. Right. You know what I mean? Because guess what they was talking about? You can't have, if you smoke weed, you can't have no firearms. You can't legally protect yourself if you getting high. That should click in the minds of black people and say, wait a minute, why don't he want me? Why do he want me to get high, but then he don't want me to have a gun to defend myself, protect myself? Right. You know what I mean? That should be one reason why people should say, you know what, man, maybe we should, kick this weed habit. Maybe we should stop getting high, But our people thought that it was just, I guess, like a pass to the trees, and they everywhere. It's a dispensary by my house, and god damn, that's all I see is brothers and sisters running in that thing day and night. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. The 6 dispensaries, we used to have camp up there on that on Delmar. And as we was having camp, we used to see the brothers and sisters running in and out of the dispensary right there while we were speaking. Insane. It's crazy. But yeah, that's the white man's thing. Now, give me that the definition for the intersectional solidarity.
Come on.
It's at
the I got you. I got you. So, yeah, I got you. Hold on 1 second. All right, it says intersexual solidarity is the practice of diverse groups standing united to fight systematic inequalities.
Stop right there for 1 second. What is the white man going through systematically? What system is oppressing him?
Right.
What is he going through to where you gotta go and stand side by side with him? All because a few. And let me tell you something. No murder should happen nowhere. No, everybody has the right to live, right? Nobody should be getting murdered by nobody. But when white people go and kill their own people, why do you feel the need to take yourself over there with them and join their protest? Like it just makes no sense to me. So here they are organizing. And like I said, this is all due to Martin Luther King, that dream that he said he had, that he then ended up saying that I feel like I have integrated my people into a burning house. Now, if he had done the right thing the whole time, why would he say something like that? Why would he think? And do you remember on that discussion that we had, mashallah, when both DMG and his sister Light has said that he realized that he made a mistake? You are playing with people's lives, man. You don't have the opportunity to make a mistake. You're supposed to know what you're doing from the gate. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you something. That whole thing that he did was totally wrong. None of our people should have been out there marching and protesting, letting white people, you know what I'm saying, assault us, throw rocks at us, and sticks and billy clubs. The police came out. And said, if you don't get out of here, we're going to beat you.
Right.
And then Martin Luther King taught people. There was classes on that. They had classes to where the nonviolence, I forgot the name of it. Look that up for me, Carl. The classes that they were teaching, nonviolence, marching or protesting class, workshop, something like that. Nonviolence protest workshops, whatever it was. Look that up for me and get the correct name. Martin Luther King was teaching people, you know, he would have brothers and sisters pulling your hair, blowing smoke in your face, calling you niggas, you know what I'm saying? And they had a picture. It's a famous picture. Mashallah, see if you can find that picture. It's a sister that they took to advertise the class of her getting her hair pulled by another sister and a brother blowing cigarettes in her face. See if you can find that for me.
Okay.
And put that I thought that was insane, you know, because here you are, and that's living like a coward, man. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King taught black people how to be cowards. Because in no way, shape, form, or fashion should we be allowing anybody to put their hands on us. Right. Here you are, peacefully protesting. You know, in the other video that we played last week. Remember when the interviewer asked the little teenage boy, he said, "What are they doing so bad?" He said, "They coming over here with this peaceful protest." That's what he said. You being peaceful, it just did something to white folks because they don't want to see you. They don't give a damn if you rowdy. They don't give a damn if you a YN. They don't care if you a YB. You understand? They don't give a damn what you are. They don't want to be around you. They don't want to join together with you, and they are never going to. That's something that we can never look forward to. I don't care in a million lifetimes. We will never see white people join together with us. They don't want to. You understand? That's right, little man. He know. You understand?
Yeah. Right. I was trying to look up that information. My internet connection a little low over here on my other phone.
Oh, that's all right. Just when you find it, just let me know.
Come.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's crazy. But they was teaching black people how to just sit there and get spit on. You know, just get called niggers all day. You know what I mean? Nigga, go home. You know, the restaurant picture that we had where the sister and 25 others was sitting in a restaurant. They are ignoring them. They sitting there. They talking to everybody else white. They cooking for everybody else white. And they sitting there wanting some food, steady asking the people, "Man, we've been sitting here for 2 hours." And they was like, "Oh, Karen, are you done with your eggs?" You understand? They paid them no attention. And they all got arrested. They all got arrested for being in an establishment that they were not wanted. Like, this was crazy. And like I said, white people can't even cook, no way. So I don't even see what the hell is that. You ever seen that video that went viral where that white woman was making dinners in a damn dishwasher?
Damn.
That's white people all day long. Who else seen that? Y'all seen that?
Dang.
Yeah, come on, man. Who wants to eat behind them? You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody should want to sit and eat at their table. Their table was filthy. You know what I mean? When I saw that white woman she said, "Time to put my dinner in." I'm thinking she gonna put it in the oven. And she opened the dishwasher and put it through a couple of cycles.
Damn.
Oh, come on, Mike. I was, oh man, I can't believe. I was like, no, this got to be, you know what I'm saying? And no, she actually cooked and ate that food. She actually ate that food. Huh? Yeah, they will. It was crazy. But yeah, I done seen a whole bunch of white people do a lot of filthy things, man. And trusting them with food is like one that we just should not have done. You know, I remember my mama telling me, boy, she said, "You ever go somewhere, and especially a restaurant," she said, "and they don't treat you right," she said, "Kids, close your ears." She F them. She said, "Take your money somewhere else." You know what I'm saying? That's what my mama told me. She said, "You ain't got to spend your money with nobody that's gonna mistreat you." You know, and here we got Martin Luther King teaching the majority of our people to go sit in a restaurant. And this is why you have incidents like what we have now today. A couple of years ago, Damn, what college was that? Was that WashU? What Mathak, looked at the ones that got locked up at was that Denny? No, not the IHOP in what is that? By the college, the one off of by the mall. What is that? What area is that? Huh? It might be. But the college on Forest Park. What is that? Forest Park and WashU. Okay, it was several students went to there you go. That's their picture right there. That's it right there. This is from Martin Luther King's nonviolence workshop. This is one of his workshops where you got the sister pulling her hair. She's sitting there at the acting like she's at the library reading the book, and she's pulling her hair and got the other one blowing smoke in her face. That's what white folks used to do to us. You understand? To run us out of their establishment.
Damn.
So that's the picture I wanted right there. That's the one right there.
That's a lot. If I could, sir, the caption, I mean, the description of this thing is crazy. It says young girl being trained not to react to smoke blown in her face.
Yeah. Look, Salaki, I'm gonna slap you. You understand? You blowing smoke in my face. You can't. Right. You're not supposed to do that to people, man. You understand? You are actually assaulting someone. You can't even tell a person what you gonna do. That's assault too. Right. You understand? Yeah. If somebody run up in your face and say, "What you gonna do?" They are assaulting you. They're attacking you, and you have the right to defend yourself. And let me tell you something. I'm going to feel like you're threatening me, and I'm going to defend myself however the hell I see fit. You understand? So I'm telling you, that's one thing that I'm not bargaining with. My masculinity means a lot to me. You understand? Oh, right. It really does. Me being a man, I just can't do it, man.
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to make it back then. You know, I guess that's why I wasn't born in that time. I have been able to let nobody blow no smoke in my face, to pour eggs on top of my. I'm trying to eat them eggs. You gonna pour them on my head? You understand? I can't do it.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that just go to show. You know what I mean? Like as far as leadership, you know, the black leadership. You know, I'm being so important, man, because you got the blind leading the blind. You know what I mean? Even when I was, reading in the book of Kings, you know what I'm saying? Every time we had righteous leaders, the people would be righteous. Every time we had wicked leaders, they would turn wicked. That's why it's so important, to watch, who you follow. A lot of our people getting into these leadership roles and dealing with the, political leaders and things of that nature. They getting funding and all of this, but it's like still a lot of stuff they don't got right. That's why you might hear stories about them. They done got caught with, tax invasions, or they done caught them in a room, with some sex scandal and all of these, different types of things, you know what I mean? Because, if you're going to join a revolution or be right, and they don't know the Bible. They go to church, but they don't know the Bible, because the Bible tell you, before we even really get into this thing, we got to make sure we right. We got to clean ourselves up. The Bible give you a clear blueprint, like even what you were saying, with your masculinity. Christ told the disciples, you know what I'm saying, sell everything you got and get a sword.
Yeah,
right.
And the Lord is a man of war and all of these different types of things. But you go to church, they're telling you to turn the other cheek, which they don't even got that interpretation of the Bible right. Got Dr. King teaching them, like you say, holding a workshop on how to be a coward, how not to have your gristle, then come back later hollering about you done led your people into a burning house.
Right. That's a fact. And then turn the other cheek don't mean let somebody punch you and then let them punch you again. That's not what that means. That's just speaking on forgiveness. You understand? Right. He wasn't talking about literally letting somebody punch you, because who in their right mind is going to do that? Right. What real man is going to let somebody just walk up to him and punch him? Go ahead. Oh, okay. Get right there. Who gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? No, it's gonna. What y'all say now? What the young folks say? It's up. Ain't that what they gonna? It's gonna be up. You understand? It's gonna be up. You hit me. Yeah, hopefully you go down, because I'm gonna try to make sure. Look, that's what the range is for. You understand?
Right.
I'm gonna make sure you go down before you put your hands on me.
Right.
I ain't.
Yeah.
I think you dropped off again. I don't know if that was me.
Yeah, like he froze up.
Yeah, it looked like you froze up, Cap. I can hear you on TikTok. There
All
you
right,
go.
I'm back out. I keep
All
look.
right,
That was me that did. I got my phone on the dog on the laptop, and
okay.
I keep doing it. It's a lot. That's me doing that.
Damn right, sir.
All right, hold on a minute. There you go. Okay. Yeah. So no, man. And we're gonna show you that Martin Luther King absolutely was not a man of God. That he did not know what the hell he was talking about at all. Because
you just got a black screen, Cap. You just got a black screen, sir. Oh, okay, there you go. There you go. You in action now. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it went black for a second. It came back.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, Carl, what scripture did you have?
I had Micah 2:10.
Go ahead. Come on with that one.
Okay, this is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
This is not your rest, man. This is the Bible telling us that this place that we are living in right now, this is not our rest. We shouldn't be getting comfortable here. Has anybody ever lived with somebody before? Anybody lived with somebody and you just couldn't get comfortable living in your cousin's house?
Right.
Anybody went through that? Anybody had to go, as an adult, had to go back home to mama's, move in mama's house, and you couldn't get comfortable in mama's house? You understand? That's that feeling. This is what the Bible is telling you, not to get comfortable here, because this ain't your home. You live with somebody else, as we can see, and we live with the worst people that was ever to live on the planet. You understand? We live with the absolute worst people ever. Okay, so the scripture is saying, don't get comfortable here. Was that it on that?
Oh, lie, sir. Because it is polluted.
This place is polluted. And what is this place polluted with? Christianity, Islam, homosexuality, weed, crack, meth, fentanyl. What's this? That's the new one, ain't it? Fentanyl. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, they going fentanyl crazy back home in St. Louis. You understand? So to the point to where they started passing out the Narcan. I had people that came to a bunch of our food drives and just saying, "Here, you know anybody need it, man? Here's Narcan." Right. You know what I mean? Hey, and boy, I'm talking about they own that fentanyl like crazy back in St. Louis. You know, so many children have died in St. Louis due to their mothers and fathers, you know what I'm saying, getting high with that fentanyl and them touching it. They done passed out. It was a sister that just recently she was high on that fentanyl, passed out, left the baby in the bed with her while she getting high, and the baby got a hold to it, and she woke up and the baby was gone. I mean, so this place is polluted. You understand? With its delicacies, its choices of meat. You understand? It's fine cuts of pork and ham and hocks and chitterlings. You understand? All of that. This place is totally polluted. This place is totally wrong for us. All of they shrimps and they crab fed. Brother, do you know that when COVID-19 hit, a lot of restaurants in St. Louis started closing? But a whole bunch of crab, I want to say at least 10 to maybe 15. 10, 15 crab joints opened up in the middle of all the restaurants closed. And guess what? They still open to this day. They still rolling. You understand? I used to see people going in and out of this one by the Sears building. It was one right behind the Sears building in their strip mall that got destroyed by the tornado. And I used to see brothers and sisters coming out of there with whole pans. You understand? Whole pans of crab. I said, God damn. You know, but this place is polluted, man. This place is all wrong for us. You understand? And what we got to do is we got to get back to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. This place is destroying us, and we don't even see it. Right. We don't even understand it because we actually like it this way. We like firing up, getting high. You like being drugged out of your damn mind.
Right.
So you like this oppression. They actually like it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? A lot of people like being oppressed, but not me. You understand? The Bible says oppression maketh a wise man angry.
Right.
And these wise men in the ISUPK said enough of that. You understand? And we didn't got out of the world and we didn't came into the truth and we didn't actually started serving the Lord.
That's right.
We actually start keeping all of God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Those laws that the church tell you that you don't need no more. I done talked to a ton of preachers, and I remember one telling me, "Man, the Old Testament, you don't even need that no more. That's just a good book of old stories. That's all that is. That's all that was to the preacher." And that's where your meat and your potatoes is at. That's where you find all of God's laws. You know what I'm saying? In that Old Testament. You know, so he was telling folks, it ain't nothing. It's just a good old story. That's all. You don't need that book. That's what he said. And how many of them live their life that way? How many of them actually throw the Bible in the trash? I done had so many debates with them to where eventually they'll tell me, man, King James was gay anyway. I done had a lot of Christians first defending the book that they claim that they live by. They going in for white Jesus. You understand? But then eventually when they see they couldn't win that argument, they say, man, hey, King James was gay. You ever heard that? Y'all heard that, Carl?
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Come on, sir. You know, we hear that all the time.
All the time. Insane. Finish it up, Carl. You go to this next one.
It shall destroy you.
This place is destroying it. 1 second. Look at the statistics since we have integrated with America. You understand? Since we joined them, look at the numbers. Look at how many black businesses is here in Carbondale. You can count them on both hands. Good, doggone that. Huh? Dang, and I drove past 1,000 of them getting here. You know what I mean? And you said you can count them on your hand. Dang. Ain't that many?
During the time of like PPP and the SBA loans,
yeah.
Some popped up and we had some in the
They're closed, huh? They closed right after that. Why? Because we don't patronize each other. We don't go to each other's businesses. That's the whole point of Martin Luther King, what he was pushing, was to get you to go to the white establishment. Why are we forcing them to, to take our money and to service us? You know what I mean? And like I was saying with that incident, with those college students at Wash U, what they did was they went to an IHOP, right? They was whatever they was doing in the day had ended and they wanted to eat. They was hungry, right? And you know us, we can throw down on some good food, right? So they wanted some pancakes, you understand? And they went to IHOP and they all sat there, they ate and they paid for their food. I don't know if it was a manager, somebody yelled, they didn't pay when they had just paid. They called the police on them 9 brothers and sisters. The police did them like what they would do back in the day when they was on horses, when they would catch us. They walked them back to, they had a whole line. It was about 10 police cars. And they told them with guns pointed on them, telling them walk back to that IHOP. We finna figure this out right here. They did a lineup in the IHOP. Mind you, they showed the police the receipts. Every last one of them pulled receipts out of their pocket and said, I just paid. All you got to do is look at the receipt and see, was it, okay, wait a minute, it's 2 o'clock. Yeah, okay. Today the 29th? Oh, okay, yeah, you did. And hand them their receipt. You ain't just getting no receipt if you ain't paid for that. You understand? You ain't that cold where you can go back there and ring your food up. You understand? You might be doing all kind of boosts and you might be able to grab some clothes, but you ain't grabbing no receipt, no register. You understand? You ain't doing that. But they actually had the receipt, showed it to the police. The police weren't satisfied, but they said, go back to that IHOP and walk them back, pointing guns on with a trail of cops, humiliating these brothers and sisters, and then made them do a lineup in the damn IHOP while everybody's sitting there eating. They say, oh, yeah, turn around. Yeah, you, okay, you step forward. like they had committed a crime when they didn't. And they had their receipts. They paid for their food. And guess what? We still get treated like criminals. You understand? Even when we show proof that no, whoever just called you lied to you because here is my receipt. And they said, nope, go back to IHOP. And that's how, I mean, did integration work? Do anybody think integration worked here? Did anybody? Y'all ain't gotta be afraid to answer. Y'all know. You don't think it worked? You know, the brother, he don't think it worked. You don't think, no. I know you don't think no, you don't think it worked. You understand? It didn't. It didn't, because look at how we still get treated. You know, the first so-called black president, Barack Obama, which is not, he's not a black man, he's African, right? But you know, they got on live TV and called him a nigga, right? That white woman called him a nigga. And what happened about it? Nothing. Nothing. The mayor, not what was that sister name? That God dog it. Gardner, Kim Gardner, right? The St. Louis prosecutor. She turned around and she did not prosecute thousands of brothers and sisters. She actually did her job, right? Her job was to put criminals in prison due to lack of evidence that thousands of brothers is being taken to prison for and taken to trial for. She looked in their file and she said, wait a minute, this doesn't fit the crime. Where is the evidence of them committing this crime? And she said, you know what we're gonna do? We gotta dismiss it. We can't prosecute if we don't have evidence. So she took and said, you know what? Thousands of brothers and sisters get to go free, because as far as the state is concerned, we can't prove that you're a criminal. She actually did her job. White people, her co-workers, people that work in the building with her, you know, they sent this woman death threats with their names on it, their addresses on the death threats, their signatures on the death threats. They left her audio, right? They left her voice messages. One white boy called her that worked in, I forgot his position, but he worked in the same office with her. And he told her, he said, if we would have known that you niggas were going to be this much problem, we'd have picked our own cotton. Why? Because guess what they wanted? They wanted her to prosecute, put them niggas in prison. We don't care if you got no evidence, put them in prison. That's what they want, because that's how they making their money. You understand? They make, I forgot how much it is, but they get so much money from several different ways, from like federally, locally, all of this. If you stay in prison for one night, I think it's up to like $300, $400, almost like $500. You know, it's something high like that. Speak on the mic, guy.
I know it was real substantial, the amount that they get per
Yeah. It is. It is. It's high. It's up there. So yeah, they want niggas in jail so that guess what? So they can have a career, so they can retire one day. You understand? And they can get their pensions and checks and bonuses and all of that. So she didn't do that. She did it's a brother. They did a little campaign for her, and she was scared to even come out to. You could tell on the video how she walked out because they was threatening her life. You understand? And she walked out there terrified. I'm gonna just say it. She was scared because everybody was making threats. The other sister, the first black, I forgot her damn name too. Y'all forgive me. I'll be forgetting people's names. But this sister, I ended up meeting her and her father too from St. Louis. I forgot her position and everything, her name, but I'll think of it in a second. But this sister, she got death threats and all of that. From look this up for me. That sister that damn, what was her position? The new not comptroller. She was the first black woman, whatever this position was that she got. And she was getting threatened from a white woman that worked right down the hall from her. And she told her, nigga, you better not come in this office tomorrow. And guess what she ended up doing? She moved out of the office. She moved out of the office. Integration didn't work because you can't even work with these people and not get threatened by you. One of my contracts, it was a brother working at his station. a white boy comes out of nowhere, smack his coffee off the table, and tell him, nigga, what you gonna do about it? The brother say, man, I'll beat your. You already know how we get, right? Guess who they wrote up? They wrote up the brother. They wrote him up because he went berserk on everybody. Y'all remember the scene from Color Purple when old girl was driving Miss Daisy, Oak was driving Miss Daisy around, right? And everybody came out and she told her, she said, I'd like you to work for me. She said, hell no. You understand? Y'all remember that? And all the white folks came out there pointing at her to that one hitter with that pistol. That's how they did that, brother. Every white person that worked there, from the supervisors, the managers, the shift leaders, everybody came at the brother when he was the one that got it. He was working. He was standing there working, and the white boy smacked his coffee off his desk and threatened him. And then everybody come attack him instead of getting this hillbilly.
I don't recall the Constitution being updated.
What they need to update it for?
So that's what I'm saying. We still counted as 3/5.
Yeah.
Counted as the whole person.
Yeah, absolutely. You get her name?
That's why we still get treated like how we do. The Most High has to come. He has to.
Yeah.
They don't stop until the
They ain't gonna stop. And they ain't gonna never consider us as equal. They don't give a damn what they pass in law. It's something else that they did. They often pass a lot of laws and do not go by them laws. In Ferguson, right? Y'all heard of Ferguson back in St. Louis? Ferguson, the majority of black people live in Ferguson. Ferguson, in the city of Ferguson, black people will have less drugs, commit less crimes, but get pulled over and harassed and locked up the most, right? They already said it. White people have more drugs. This is statistically proven in the city of Ferguson. That's where Michael Brown got killed at, by the way, by that white cop. But white people, they have more drugs, commit more crimes, and they don't even bother them. But the black people in Ferguson is going through hell, right? They turned around, and it was the sister that went advocating for them to pass some kind of law so that they would stop harassing black folks, right? So they took this law and they said, okay, this is what they did. They said instead of them just having their official police report, they have to fill out a separate report outside of this, the regular report that they already have to fill out. They did it for 30 days or less, and then said, to hell with that. We not doing it no more. So the sister having to go back and try to fight them again to make them, they're not going to do it. White police is not going to do it. They're not. So it's a lot of things that they do. They're never, like you said, it wasn't updated. It don't say that black people are created equal as well as them, because that we was on slave plantations at that time when that Constitution was written. You know what I mean? We was picking cotton, getting our backs. You know what I'm saying? We were not the all men that was created equal. They didn't have us in mind when they passed that. So no, you're right, brother. They didn't update it, and they ain't gonna update it. But what what they have updated? They have updated different ways to unalive and antagonize and harm, assault black people. They have come up with more ways of that. Child support, low income, everything. What they say when they pull you over, everything can and will be used against you in the court of law. In the United States of America, they can and they do use everything against us. You understand? They tore our families up. You understand? With like I was mentioning earlier, how those brothers in the black community, I think that was in Mississippi too. Wasn't that Mississippi, Marshall?
What's that, sir?
Video where their community came together.
Yeah, Comic-Con, that was Mississippi. I think it was like 1938, sir.
1938. What they was doing was they were all cooking. A community, everybody came together and was cooking food, storing it for a family of 5 to eat for a year. Everybody had food. Wasn't nobody starving around there, right? And like I said, look at now. Look at how we are now. It's like every man for themselves. When at one point we all was together. You know what I mean? But because of us wanting to join them, now we ain't hardly got nothing. We'll see a brother or a sister beg, and what's the first thing that we think that somebody beg when they black? What do we think? Somebody give me the answer. When we see a black man or a black woman, huh? That's one of them. But what's the first thing, the main thing that we think? What's the main thing? Somebody get to when you see a black man or
somebody trying to get drugs,
they're crackhead. You know what I'm saying? That's what we think. We think that this person is begging us as a crackhead. So what does that make us do? You refuse to give a crackhead some money, right? But then when you see white people begging, what you do? What do they do? You look like you don't give, you look like you don't give none of them nothing. So I definitely wasn't talking to you. But I'm saying, what usually happens when black people, the same ones that they call the person, the poor brother or sister that's big and a crackhead and refuse to give them a quarter, what do they do when they see the white people? They go in their pocket. They go in their pocket.
I had it bad though. I wasn't giving white folks nothing.
I heard you.
You know what I'm saying? It's not right for us to treat them wrong just because they're white. And initially, that's what was the base ground and why I was doing it, because y'all white. But I'm like, if I got it, I'm going to be wrong if I don't tell you whether you're white or whatever. So I didn't help them. Yeah, and that was the first time in like, Lord knows how wrong, for real. But this just happened like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, he had to call me a few times before I opened my car door, was gonna get back in. He was like, "Excuse me, man." So I just stopped. I was like, "What's up?" So I need a cold fountain drink because I had 2 years this month. I got $2.
I heard you. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with giving, you know what I'm saying, poor white trash a fountain drink. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't unlawful. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, though. The mindset is what I'm speaking on. Is when you see your people, you immediately think, you're a goddamn crackhead. You just trying to buy some dope. You know what I mean? Look, I done had some people be honest with me. You know what I'm saying? They be like, "Hey, brother, I'm just trying to get a bird." I said, "Oh, shit, come have a drink with me then." You know what I'm saying? Take the 6-pack with you. I done did that several times at our school. We got a bar. Is it bar? No, it ain't a bar and grill, but it's a bar. It's a chicken wing joint, and let me see. Yeah, the bar, the chicken. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they do like poetry and stuff like that in there. You know what I'm saying? They have little events and all that. So I done took several people. Me and the brothers then went to the bar several different times because we had them begging. I had one with a gas can. He was like, "Man, I said, bro, you need gas?" He was like, "Bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm trying to get a bird." You know what I'm saying? And we took the brother and his gas can over in the bar with us, and we, you know what I'm saying, then had a couple drinks. So, but that's the mindset. The first thing is that when we see our people begging, we immediately think this is a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? But then when we see white people, we're thinking, "Oh man, he's down on his luck." You know, the media do that. Whenever a black person do something, it's, "Oh man, he was Michael Brown," for instance, right? Michael Brown was unalived by a murderous cop, white cop. They turned around and switched that whole thing. Said he was selling drugs, he was evil, he's all this. When at that moment he was innocent. Nobody knows what he was doing any other time of the day. But at that moment, he was walking home from the store, and he ended up not making it. He got unalived in the middle of the street. So, but when a white person does something, "Oh, he has problems. He has mental issues." You understand? There's something wrong at home. His dad, they got all these excuses, but us, they don't have those excuses for us. I'm gonna tell you something else, and then we're gonna read these few scriptures and get out of there. It was an advocate advocating for 12 young brothers, right? They had committed crimes. They had, murders and thefts and all kinds of stuff. And this advocate was in there saying that these children committed these crimes. They actually went into the homes, found out that the mother was on drugs, the father wasn't in their life, whatever horrible situation. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying, what a lot of our people grow up in. Whatever horrible situation it was, they found this out. And they presented all of this information to the judge. You know what that white judge told them? They said, oh, that's no excuse. They shouldn't have committed those crimes. They didn't look at the fact that this brother's mother was selling a body and, you know, bringing men in the house. And they didn't got molested and all this kind of stuff. They didn't care about none of that. That white judge said that they should not have been committing those crimes. But anytime a white person committed a crime, go blow up a school, go unalive innocent little children, right? They say, oh, we're going to look into his background. We're going to see where he went wrong at. That's what they say, you know, said about them. But they don't do that for us. You know, they throw the book at us instantly. Like, and some of them kids was 12, 13, 14. They was teenagers, you know, and they didn't get a pass because they had a horrible life. They didn't look into their history and how they were brought up to see where they went wrong at and try to help them. They said, oh, no, we charge them as adults. All of them. They charged all of them kids as adults for the crimes they committed. You know, even though that advocate went in there with the information saying this child is just is not like, you know, the world's greatest criminal. He had it hard. This is why. That white judge said, okay, you know what I mean? He didn't give a damn. So he ended up, like I said, throwing the book at them 12 teenagers. For ourselves, man. No, they don't. That's in the Bible too. Yeah, we gotta know that we that nation not desire. Yeah, that's in the Bible too. So what we got to end up doing is we got to return to the Lord, because that's what he wants. He wants blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to return to him. You got to drop religion. You got to drop Christianity. You got to drop whatever evil thing that you are into, and you got to come back and start keeping them laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the only way. You know what I mean? That's the way for us to get out of this, to make things better in this situation that we're in here. You know what I mean? You're not gonna make it better going to vote. Voting ain't finna do it, man. You understand? That's not gonna work. I got some videos that this one video that I got of this brother. Did you see that with Marshall? To where the old brother was in the court screaming and yelling, and he said,
"Yeah, come on, God."
To me. He said, you wouldn't listen to me when I was talking to you like I had some sense. He said, but y'all don't listen to me. I'm talking about, he was screaming. He giving him his all. He's saying it with his chest.
Right.
And when they turned the camera and was looking at them white folks, they were sitting there like, I can't wait till he's done. Like no, they weren't feeling none of that. And he was giving it his all, man. I mean, that brother was really going in. But not now, white person was moved by any of that emotion that brother was throwing in court. They didn't give a damn about none of that. That was crazy. And that's how they are, man. These people are heartless. The Bible says that the white man is like a deaf adder. He's like an animal that cannot hear. So whatever the animal is doing, if it's attacking you, if it's running towards you, running away from, it's going to do whatever. Because as you say, hey, oh, stop, it don't hear you. That's the white man. The white man don't hear you crying. The white man don't hear that you got to feed your family. The white man don't hear none of that. You understand? Our oppressor does not hear any of that. What he does want to hear is you serving him. That's what he want to hear. Because what did Donald Trump say? He don't want to hear niggas complaining no more. What is it called now? Black fatigue? Is that it? Where they getting tired?
Yeah, black fatigue. Yeah,
they getting tired of hearing us complain. You've been giving us something to complain about since we've been here. It is. Everything they come up with is crazy. You know what I mean? But it's to get us to shut up. Like for instance, now I don't agree with the whole movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. But what do white people say when black people out there saying Black Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter. To shut white people up, they say all lives matter. A black life is a part of the all, ain't it? Nah, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. Yeah. The whole purpose of the all lives. That would be it. You should be going right on, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should be doing to them black men and black women that's out there saying Black Lives Matter. since all lives matter, ain't that right? So, but no, that ain't. Yeah, we got to separate from these people. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says for us to do several different things, man. I'm gonna read a couple of them. A call still on? Or did he drop?
Sir. Yeah, he's still on. He just got his video off.
Yeah.
Okay, no sweat. All right, give me Ecclesiastes.
Said Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus?
Ecclesiasticus.
Okay, come. 1 second.
12 and 10. Give me that one.
Come. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Right? The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Never trust thine enemy.
Stop right there. Never trust thine enemy. The Captain Zoriak said all the time, let that sizzle in your spirit. Let that sit there for a second. See what that do. Never trust thine enemy. What were we taught in the 60s when Martin Luther King thought his movement was so great? We was taught to trust him. What advice did Charleston White give Carmelo Anthony family? He said to trust those all white jurors. He said, "Oh man, them white people gonna do right by your son. Don't worry about it." That's what he told them. We trust in the wrong people, but then when we look at each other, we don't trust in each other at all. You understand? We don't trust in each other at all, but we do trust them. We trust them with everything: our food, our jobs, our kids. You understand? At one point, we had our own schools that I would love to just send my children to just our schools, to where the teachers know how to deal with them. We know how to deal with black children. You understand? They're not just gonna be some heartless white person that's gonna send you to the office about every damn thing. Right. You understand? Black people know how to, oh, is he having a bad day? Oh, well, come here, sit over here with me. You understand? We know how to do our children, man. You know? So, like I said, as far as everything, restaurants, schools, hell, car washes. You understand? Guess what? We need to bring them back to the black community. So they done took all of it. Look, St. Louis ain't got no more car wash. Is it any car washes in St. Louis? But is it any in St. Louis? Is there any car washes in St. Louis? I think it's no. I don't think it's none.
I'm so like if I could, sir.
Hand washing to where they, you know, it's like two of them. It's like two in the hood, but they start taking the other ones out. The ones where you pull in the bay, they done wiped all of them out in the hood. So where now, if you want to get a bay, you got to go in the county. You got to go to the white.
Like if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
I remember on the movies, Cap, they used to have the car washes going down. You know, they working at the car wash. Man, they was in there, man. It's like, man, that don't look too bad right there.
Hey, you hear me?
Now, like you say, we don't have none of that in our neighborhood.
We ain't got none of that. Absolutely nothing. You know, and like I said, it's due to integration, man. It's into this intersectional, you understand, solidarity, to where here we are standing side by side with white folks, all because they going through something, which I believe is insane. You understand? That is insane. So, but get that scripture out.
Khan, you want me to finish this one off?
Yeah, Khan, finish it off.
Khan, book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. For light as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. So the white man's wickedness run through. You know how rust do. Rust run all the way through. You see it on the outside of your car first before you see it on the inside. You understand? You'll see a spot where that paint start doing, bubbling up. You understand? You got some rust generating, and guess what? It run all the way through. Your enemy's rust, the white man is our enemy, and that rust run all the way through. And we were never supposed to join together with these people. Here, give me go to 2 Corinthians 6 and let me see. Start at verse 14.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
Keep going.
For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness?
Okay, so believe it or not, even though we got our own share of evil that we do, the Bible says that the righteous is talking about his chosen people. You understand? And what is righteousness and unrighteousness? What do we have? What do they have in common? Right? Nothing. You understand? What does peace and chaos have to do? You know what I'm saying? What they have in common? Nothing. You understand? You can keep going on with these comparisons to where you have one thing and you have another, right? You have love and then you have hate. Those ain't the same thing, right? These people that do not serve the Lord, we're not supposed to join together with them, right? Keep going.
Verse 15. And what concord, Christ, Gilead, or what part have he that believeth with an infidel?
Okay, and Belial is like a demon, and then an infidel is a non-believer. Okay, somebody that does not believe. So here we go with the comparison. All right, what does Christ have to do with a demon? And then what does what was the last one?
Infidel.
Infidel, right? A non-believer. Nothing. We ain't got nothing to do with none of that. Keep going.
Verse 16. And what agreement have the temple of God with idols?
Okay, so an idol is a false god, right? And it can be whatever it is that you want. Okay, whatever you done made an idol. Okay, you can make your car an idol, your job, money. You understand? A lot of us worship money, make songs about it. Cash rules everything around. You understand? Now ain't nothing wrong with getting no paper. Okay, I ain't saying that. Ain't nothing wrong with getting no money. So ain't nobody saying be broke. Okay, but just saying, you're not supposed to worship these things. Keep going.
For ye are the temple of the living God.
So we are the temple of the living God. So we supposed to be living our lives one way while everybody else lives theirs another way. Okay. God gave blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians his laws, statutes, and commandments for us to abide by. Not everybody. So he's only concerned and interested in you keeping them laws. So when you sin against him, like for instance, and just think about the white man is a big homosexual, right? And still he doesn't have more AIDS than what we do. You understand? Our people that's homosexuals and lesbian and whores and whoremongers, you understand? Guess what? We done top the chart when it comes to STD. In St. Louis, matter of fact, St. Louis made the STD capital. It was the murder capital for about 15 years in a row, and then it was the STD capital for damn near 10. And since I was a kid, y'all remember sex ed in class? Y'all ever had that? And you get it. Since sex ed, it was 2 zip codes in South St. Louis, 63118 and I think 116, that had more AIDS in the state of Missouri. And that was when I was a kid. I learned that in sex ed class when I was a child. Okay, that in all of the state, in them 2 zip codes on the south side of St. Louis, where our people were, had more AIDS than everybody in the state of Missouri. So I mean, this is insane. You know what I mean? This is insane. So we definitely got to turn around and come out of her. Keep going. It's about to get to it now. Go ahead. Watch the camera. Get a little man for me, though. Hey, little man, you can play, but just don't play with the camera, okay? Go ahead, Carl.
God have said.
We're gonna hold on. We're gonna have to put him on the camera. Little man want to be live. He want to be on the show. Come here, tell him, come here. Come here, little soldier. Let's put him on the camera with me.
What's that crazy?
Come on, you wanna be on TV with me? Come on up here. I don't know. He messing with my camera. Come on. All right, he up here. You gonna read? All right, you ready to go now? All right, you was on TV. You see yourself?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc. Fish.
Come.
The camera.
God have said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
So that's what the Lord is saying. If we turn back to Him, we got to separate from them. And if we separate, come out from them, and He'll be our God, and then we'll be His people. You understand? All day long. Okay. So let me see. One more scripture, man.
Come.
Go to Matthew 5 and start at verse 17. Well, a few more, and then we'll get out of there.
Come. So Matthew 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Think not. Now, this is Christ talking. Now, this is what gets me about Christianity, is how they teach people that they don't have to keep God's laws. And I really don't understand, how did they get that off on them? How did they get that past you? When Jesus Christ is saying right here, read it again.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law. So if something is not destroyed, that means that it's still standing. It's still going, right? So Christ did not come to destroy the law of God. Keep going.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. Anything in any of the books that the prophets wrote down, Christ ain't destroying none of that. You understand? Keep going.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
He came to fulfill. And in that context, the word fulfill means to do, not complete. You understand? He came to do the laws of God. He did them. He did them, and he taught everybody else to do them. And he's about to tell you that you have to do them. He just told you, number one, that he didn't come to destroy them. You understand? So when the Most High said way back in the Old Testament, in the first 5 books, which would be the Torah, he meant keep them from all the way back then, right now to this day. We're supposed to be keeping his laws to this very day. Keep going.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
Okay, so one jot or one tittle, that's a dot of an I, cross of a T. Okay, until heaven and earth pass, none of that shall be moved. Okay, till all be fulfilled. So there's several things that has to take place. Christ has to come back and fulfill different prophecies that hasn't been fulfilled yet, right? And them laws, and I'm gonna show you in the next scripture, that them laws are supposed to be kept by forever. Forever. Yes, forever. You understand? Keep going on.
Khan. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments.
Okay, stop right there. Therefore, whosoever shall break one of the least commandments, right? One of the least commandments would be like you not getting a lining, right? You're not supposed to get linings, shape ups, eating pork and shrimp. You understand? Some things like that. That'll be like the least of the, okay. Keep going. So if you breaking, this is what Christ has to say about you breaking the least of the commandments. Keep going.
And shall teach men so.
And you teach men so. Preachers always teaching people. You don't have to keep God's laws anymore. Christ fulfilled that, which they giving you a whole lie. That is a whole lie what they're saying. Because here is Christ. These letters are in red. If you're in the Bible, you will see it. These letters are in red. And this is what Christ is saying. If you break one of the least of the commandments and teach men so, keep going.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
You're going to be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be walking around scraping up bubble gum off of the concrete in the kingdom of heaven by you teaching, breaking the law and teaching men to break it. Keep going. Now, hold on 1 second. Now, why Christ about to double down on this? You understand? He gonna make it just a bit tougher. Go ahead.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Okay, so now if you do them and teach them, you'll be great. Okay. Now he about to double down on it, like what I was saying. Go ahead.
Verse 20. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
And everybody should know by now that the scribes and the Pharisees were they were teaching people to keep the laws, but they wasn't keeping them themselves. So that's who Christ was coming up against, the scribes and Pharisees. And he said, if your righteousness don't exceed theirs, because they was often portraying themselves to be righteous. Why? Because they was teaching people to keep the law. Then when you break it, oh, come here, man, I got to deal with you because you broke the law. So that's what was making them so righteous. You understand? That's how they felt like they were so righteous. So, but Christ said, you ain't even getting in. You're a hypocrite. You're not even getting in. So he didn't double down on that thing. You understand? You're going to go from scraping up bubble gum. Guess what? We ain't going to see you at all. Okay? Now go to Romans 7 and 1 real quick.
Come.
Get up out of
here. We got the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law.
All right, so Paul is talking now. If you know anything about back then and today, you have people that know God's laws, and then you have people that don't, right? So he was speaking to people that know the law, right? Keep going.
How that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
Okay, so the laws have dominion, meaning control over you, rule and powership, rule and power, right? Rulership and power over a man as long as he lived. And this is in the New Testament. This ain't no because I remember another preacher told me a call that was a certain dispensation in time when we were supposed to keep the law. That's what he said. There was a certain dispensation. I wonder, like, how do you explain this? And of course, you know he couldn't.
Right.
You know he couldn't. Because as long as you live it wasn't just back then. It just wasn't just them. Because the kingdom of heaven is not here yet.
Right.
So who is Christ? I mean, what are we supposed to do? Just put everything on pause? You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna put the laws on pause until we get the kingdom. That ain't how it's gonna work.
Right.
You understand? You gotta, in order to get off punishment with your father, right, or your mother, you gotta show them that you worthy of getting off their punishment. If you got put on punishment for not washing the dishes, right, and say you get put on a punishment for 7 days, right, you can't go outside for a week. Can you not wash the dishes and get off their punishment?
Come.
Or do you make it longer? Black parents, but all right, it's gonna be 2 weeks. Keep on playing. Right. Don't wash them dishes. Y'all, would you laugh? You fast back? I'm telling you, boy, look, all that white didn't play. That's my mom. She ain't play about no dishes, boy. You washing the goddamn dishes. Huh? I'm telling you, you couldn't have no Dirty. And why she got her head down. Hey. Uh-huh. Look, hey, I'm with you. I'm with you, boy. I'm telling you, boy. Look, or Lit woke me up plenty of nights, boy, with a damn cup in the sink. I'm like, lady, I'm like, couldn't wash that. Now you know I ain't saying it. Yeah. But that's what I was thinking, boy. I wanted to. Like, God damn, it was just a cup. No, sir. You finna wash that cup. She ain't playing with the dishes. But that's the same thing with the Most High. You cannot expect to get off punishment and you haven't changed your ways. I put you on punishment because you was breaking my laws, you breaking my rules. Now you think you just gonna get out just because it's a week? We done been here for a long time. I don't know about nobody else. I'm tired of seeing my people being oppressed. I'm tired of the injustice that we are served and we go before they court. Speaking of Carmelo Anthony and what's the other Rick Child and Carmelo, what's his name? Cyrus
Carmack Belton.
Belton. To where this damn what they call them? I ain't gonna say it, they might clip it. But the Chinese man, I was gonna say what they call Chinese people. But this Chinese dude turned around and chased this brother for a bottle of water. When they asked him before he left the store, he shook his hoodie and said, "I don't have anything." You understand? Now, how many of our children could that happen to? You know what I mean? That could happen to any of our kids. It happened before. I brought the story of that one sister, Latasha Harris. That was she was from East St. Louis, stayed across the bridge from us in St. Louis. She moved to California and got unalived by a Chinese lady because she thought that she was about to steal. Look her name up, my shot. Make sure I got that right. I think it's Latasha Harris. She thought she was about to steal a juice. When the girl came to the counter with the juice,
Latasha Harlins.
Yeah, Latasha Harris.
Harlins.
Oh, Harlings. Okay, that's it. Latasha Harlings. This 14-year-old sister got shot in the back of her head. It's on camera, and it hurt to even see that. She go getting attacked by the Chinese. The detective said you can see clearly that she had the juice and the money in her hand, even though the video was kind of a little blurry. But you see on the video the juice and she's standing at the counter. If she was gonna steal, she would have made a break for it. You understand? Not standing there with the money like she's gonna buy it. The Chinese woman accused her of going to steal something. You can't accuse nobody of going to steal. You understand? You got to actually know that this person has stole something, and she didn't. You know what I mean? And she turned around and tried to grab her backpack and did all this. So it resulted in a short little scuffle, and the Chinese woman reached up under that counter and shot that poor baby right in the back of her head, man. Killed her right there in her store. So like I said, and guess what? We just keep going through the same old stuff over and over and over again here. So my thing is, when are black people going to actually separate from these folks? You know what I mean? When are we gonna turn around and say, you know what? Let's put our own businesses. Like you said, when the PPP loans came out, you had a few businesses that came open. We should have flooded them businesses. We should have went to them, because guess what? In most cases, you're not gonna get unalive dealing with our people. That's just not how it is. We want you to come in, eat this chicken, and go home and come back tomorrow. That's what we want. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to blow your damn brains out. You know what I mean? But that's how it worked. I remember when my father, he used to own a gas station, and we had what I call that damn thing? We had the button. You understand? We had the button in the gas station. Then we was behind glass, but then we had the button that turned around and activate and lock that whole thing. The boy, I don't care. I done seen niggas try to football tackle that door and could not get out of it. I come from behind the glass, and I just tell them, man, put that shit back. You know what I'm saying? And they'll put it back. And some of them ended up coming in, apologizing, and became customers. You know what I mean? Like some of them, it was like, I mean, my dad and my aunt was a manager. They done gave away more stuff than we used to sell out the store. You know what I'm saying? Kids and people would come in hungry, wanting something. They go on and get it, man. I got you. You know, my dad just write it off, put it in the book, write it off, man. No big deal. That's how we would treat our people, you know, so we don't just, you know, my daddy went down, nigga, you ain't buying nothing, you ain't got no money, nigga. You what's in them pockets? You know what I'm saying? No, he ain't do that. Somebody came in and said they was thirsty or hungry, he gave it to him, you know. So, like I said, but then I called him because I was working the second shift, like, you know what I'm saying, from 3 to 11. So, you know, when it get dark outside, he came in there trying me a couple times, you hear me? But I hit the button on our seal, and man, they had no choice but to put it up. You can't get out. You don't know where the button is. You understand? So guess what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You can't break none of these windows. You stuck. That was the only way. It wasn't no back door. You understand? So you got to go out this front one. So like I said, I dealt with my people the way I did because I ain't scared of you. You my brother. You my sister. You stole out my store, put it back. And we ain't had hardly no altercations, no, you know what I'm saying? We ain't had to get physical with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I had one lady ended up getting rough. She started throwing some shit around the store. But I ain't had to put hands on the sister. She stopped when I came behind that glass, you know what I'm saying? And she saw she wasn't getting out of there, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, but them, what do? They resort straight violence. You understand? And here it is. Like I said, the brother hadn't even stolen anything. You know, he realized if y'all go back and look at the camera, he realized the woman was right behind him watching him. That's why he put the waters back. You know what I'm saying? They turned around and moved the camera, and they showed the angle where she was standing just a few feet behind him as he in the cooler. You know, and he turned around, put that stuff back, and they asked him. The son asked him while the mama was close to the doors. Standing in front of him, he said, I ain't got nothing. And they turned around and chased their brother, and now he's no longer here with us. You know what I mean? Which is insane. And them heathens do it all the time. Back in St. Louis, they had a nail shop where a sister, now the saying, the quote is, the customer is always right. Just as long as you black. You understand? And then it don't apply to you. If you black, that don't apply to you. Right? The sister complained about her nails. They locked her in the nail shop and they beat this sister up. A man did. The Chinese man came out and beat this sister up because she refused to pay for her nails. Why don't black women go to school or they know how to do nails, open a shop to where black women can come to you? You understand? Shaquita can go to Shaquanda and get her nails done instead of going to them. You know, and plus foot fungus done went through the roof because they don't clean their machines properly. You understand? Those Koreans do not clean because if you're putting your foot in it, they don't give a damn. They nasty anyway, but they don't give a damn about cleaning no machine. They'll take the water, pour it out, pour some more water, and put somebody else's feet in some dirty water. And since then, since they've been here doing nails, foot fungus has went through the roof. You understand? I'm just keeping it real. I'm just giving you the statistics, the things that I done looked up. And that's true. You know. And that's just how they do. So, like I said, sisters need to start doing nails. You know, let a black woman do instead of these Africans braiding black women hair. Let a sister braid your hair. You know what I mean? We got to bring some black businesses back to the black community, man. You know what I'm saying? But more important, where we got to start at is with our people returning to the Most High and keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. That's first thing is first. Ain't that an old saying? First thing first, all right, and then we can start working on all that other stuff. What the Bible say that how can two walk together unless they be agreed? As y'all can see, we don't agree. You know what I'm saying? And that's by design. The white man made sure that none of us agree with each other. You know what I mean? He had back in slavery, he was the dark skin didn't agree with the light skin, even though we both the same niggas. They just treated you better because they was less scared of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you was lighter. But us, the black ones, oh no, they got to go in the field. You understand? We fear them. So they're going all the way in the field.
We taking over tonight.
You know what happened? I'm gonna have to look this story up again, but there was a ship that was taken over by some slaves. And they threw a bottle, put a note, you know, back then that's how they used to send note. They put a note in a bottle saying, we the slaves took over the ship. Let us know when the coast is clear to come in. and they had a black woman found that damn bottle and took it to the white man, took it to the master, and turned around and they ambushed them brothers and sisters as they was getting off this shit. They thought they was finna get free, and they turned around and set them up. And they had some other slaves sitting there like, yeah, come on in, come on. They was like, oh, cool. And then as soon as they got off, they gunned them down, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, we don't agree. Some brothers and sisters want to be free, and some want to be slaves. You know what I mean? Even Harriet Tubman said that. She said, I freed thousands of people. She said, could have freed thousands more, only if they knew they were slaves. You know, a lot of them, I got a book, and I'm going to end with this. It's the memoirs of when I was a slave. And some of them stories in that book, they telling a story as if they was masters on shit. One dude said that. He said he thought he was one of master's damn sons. He thought he was one of the family. Yeah. Ain't that messed up, Marshall? He thought he was family. Like, come on, dude. You know, that's insane. But here they are. They raping and hanging and doing all of that to all of us. But then you think you special. You think you one of them. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go ahead and end with that, Marshall. I'm in
come, sir.
Hey, the water for everybody. Let me thank you in Hebrew for having me, man. Carbondale, his brother Micah. You know what I'm saying? He just about did his 90 days. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be a trooper. He's gonna go from a young man to a trooper in the ISUPK up under Commander General YAHANNA. You know what I mean? But I'm finna give me some of this chicken and them waffles now. Is some left? Is it any left? Is some in there? All right, because I'm seeing y'all throwing down out there. Yes. Yeah. 2 or 3 of them in there. All right. I eat 2 or 3 of them then. All right, Shalom Israel.
Hey, Shalom Israel.
Yeah, you know the name. Started on the streets back in '69. Ready to